Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rogues Gallery Live. Welcome back. Like I said, welcome to Rogues Gallery Live. This is episode number 92, and this is in honor of a lifetime. We have a very, very special guest here tonight. We have artist, we have writer, the incredible Sean Gordon Murphy. How's it going, sir? Welcome to the show.
Man, that opening music is intense. Did you guys write that?
We got to get the party started, right?
Yeah, I'm ready to fucking fight someone right now.
That's awesome. Well, welcome to the show. We're so excited to have you as part of this show. And of course, we have a whole bunch of questions to ask you tonight, but also we have a big reveal tonight, which I'm incredibly excited to reveal, the XM Studios White Knight Joker. And so we also have some questions involving, the process of working with XM and things like that. So anyway, I just want to welcome you to the show.
It's good to be here, man. I actually watched your unboxing of my Batman motorcycle because I hadn't really gotten a chance to look at it yet. I mean, I got photos, but I didn't get like a live video feed turnaround. So I was watching you open my stuff up while I'm drinking whatever on a Friday, and my wife's like, "What the hell? You watch some podcast where they're like obsessing over your art? Like, how self-serving are you?" Like, I haven't seen this statue yet. I had no idea how large it was. Leave me alone.
Well, I'm going to be honest. We're probably going to gush a little bit tonight, just to be honest. So, anyway, if you are, familiar with Sean's work, of course, he has incredible stories like Curse of the White Knight, which I have here, CGC. We also have,
Nerd
cover. I just got done reading this incredible book right here, the Harley Quinn hardcover, of course, part of that White Knight's line, Black Label. And then I have to show this off really quick because this was purchased from you, I believe, and this is absolutely incredible. I got from Eric in your website. So
good. Yeah, man, it looks good. Yeah, it's one of the quick sketches I can tolerate. When I just it's so fast, my dealer is like, just keep it under 10 seconds. And I'm like, I don't want to mess this up and have someone show it to me in 30 years and realize I got Joker's eyes wrong. So I'm glad yours came out okay. I'm glad about that.
It absolutely does. I know myself and Eric has one. So it's so cool to be able to have your artwork like that in remark form. So very, very cool. I want to introduce everybody here. Of course, we have Dan from Wayne Manor North. Hey, Dan.
Yeah, hey everybody. Good to see you again, Sean. We saw you at Wicked Comic-Con in Boston, and that was a real treat. Got a couple of sketches. Man, your booth was busy. You're a busy guy there. They were waiting around the corner of the whole show.
Yeah, I thought I recognized you. I think I recognized you from the video. And when you walked away, I'm like, oh shit, I should have asked him if I knew him because I think he might be that Batman statue guy.
We're the guy. I'm the guy that we shared the same art instructor as kids.
Oh,
Mr. Swank?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, now I put it all together. That's crazy.
Yeah, you and I grew up about 10 minutes away from each other.
Oh, did you go to Salem High or Pinkerton?
I actually grew up in Pelham, but I ended up going to Central Catholic. But yeah.
Oh, another recovering Catholic. That's good.
Another recovering Catholic. That's funny. I've got that tattooed on my arm. Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm Lutheran. I'm the lazy Catholic. So it works out. We also have Mr. Eric B in the house. You also met Eric at that same convention.
Yes. Yeah, I was with Dan that day.
Yep.
Thanks for all the amazing things you signed for us that day. And yeah, it's awesome to have you on the show tonight. So looking forward to it.
Thanks for waiting in my line. I always feel bad. You never know with our show, especially with that one. It was a kind of a new one-day show, so I was prepared for not a lot, and luckily we got a pretty good turnout. So yeah.
That's awesome. And then last but not least, we have Mr. Jeff Morris with us as always. Hey Jeff, how's it going tonight?
I'm good. Hope everybody's doing well.
Doing great. And like we always do, we always say hello to the chat, but I don't want to, run long tonight. So hello to everybody again. Thanks. We have 105 people already in the chat waiting and watching with us. So again, thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it. If you would, please like the video. It does help promote the video so other people find it. And you can hear the awesome things that we're going to talk about with Sean tonight. So we have a whole bunch of questions. I have about 14 questions to go through. And, I don't know what kind of time limit you have, but if we have some time for maybe some chat or questions from the chat, maybe we can get to that. And of course, we have the reveal too at the end of this. So I can't wait. So
curious how you do it? Are you gonna like make people wait until the end and torture them until you?
Oh yes, that's exactly what I do. Well, I did this the other night. I'll do this again. So I did this the other night.
Yeah.
So there's the first tease. There's the first. I'll give you a little side profile there. Oh, that's all I'm gonna give you.
Oh man,
I know, brutal. I got to wait till the end. It's got to, we got to promote this stuff. And so I'm going to ask the first question. Can you tell us how you first got involved in working with comics?
I was drawing comics since I was maybe 5th grade. I started collecting, and I liked Spider-Man, so I would buy Web of Spider-Man comics and trace them, and I'd try to redraw Spider-Man in my own way and change his colors up. So. Yeah, I collected Image hardcore. I was that perfect age. And when I got my driver's license, I stopped collecting because I was busy driving around, going on dates and stuff, or trying to. And I decided to go to art school for it. So I went to Mass Art for 1 year as an illustrator, and then I transferred to Savannah College of Art, and they had a sequential art degree. And I met up with the right people. We went to MegaCon, which was a convention. I never heard of a convention before. So they took me on a road trip to what I thought was like a big comic book flea market. And I met editors, and my parents were pretty good with business background. So I was kind of wired for that. So when I saw a convention, I'm like, oh, okay, I know what this is. I need to go network, go to parties, bars, try to come across as not creepy, and keep updating my portfolio and showing these guys and girls, that I'm still working. So yeah, it took me about a couple years before I got my first professional gig. I think it was 2003 when I was still a student. I got published in by Dark Horse in Star Wars Tales. And I had like 8 to 10 years where I was starving and really not succeeding too well. I almost quit a few times, but then I would get a gig and I would last a little longer. And then I think it was when I did Joe the Barbarian with Vertigo is when I really landed on most people's maps. And from that point on, I sort of landed on a style that was more gritty, which we'll talk about later. And I just kind of worked my way up, and I met the right people like Scott Snyder, Rick Remender, tried to pick projects I'd like and stuff that would give me the time to do my thing. I never wanted to be like a house artist or someone that had a monthly. I don't think I'm fast enough for that, but I really wanted to write and draw my own stuff. So, I started planting the seeds to do that, and I did Punk Rock Jesus, which I wrote as well. And it wasn't until Batman White Knight obviously was bigger than anyone imagined. And by issue 3 of Batman White Knight, when I saw the sales, I was like, okay, I don't think I ever have to work with a writer ever again. And I don't mean any disrespect to writers. I like writing my own stuff because I write pages that I can draw and pages that'll sell. So I'm kind of that. I try to have a good mix of art and commerce all at the same time. And the statue stuff's crazy. Like I didn't know. I mean, one of the big dreams when you're a kid is to meet your heroes or to have your work in 3D. So hooking up with XM and with things like this has been kind of too big to wrap my head around in some ways. Like if I thought about it too much, I think I would not sleep a lot. So it's great. I'm flattered, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, we were talking about you writing and illustrating this White Knight series, and Dan and I were talking the other night that we feel arguably that this particular storyline is the best Batman storyline in a decade. And it's just, do you hear that feedback a lot from the fans in terms of like just how important that storyline has become?
I do. I hear people say I'm the new version of Frank Miller, which is huge. Frank's a kind of a friend, so I appreciate that, of course. I'm really flattered. When you like make another Harley Quinn, or when you kill off characters like I have, and you take a lot of liberties with the universe, it could really turn people off.
Sure.
And I certainly get my groups of trolls on Twitter that just love going at me saying I don't know anything about Batman. I'm just repeating what the movies do in the cartoons, but I think for the most part my reviews are pretty good. 9 out of 10. If I look online and on Twitter, I generally get good reviews, but I know the issues that people take place. Like I made Jason Todd the first Robin. But it was kind of a mistake. And to this day, I still hear about it. And people just think, oh, Sean doesn't know what he's doing because he screwed up the Robins. And I'm like, dude, I've got 100 different things I'm trying to focus on in this story. And I forgot in a second, oh, shit, I accidentally swapped Robins. Like, if that's the only thing I screwed up, then I'll take it. But, you know, people are passionate, and I get that. And I'm playing with their toys, and I try to be respectful of that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Great answer. All right,
yeah, that's right. I'm name dropping Frank Miller.
Hey, I was going to say, yeah. Hey, anytime you can do Frank Miller, I mean, come on. That's what I would too in a minute. So,
and someone asked earlier if I went to Pinkerton or Salem. I actually went to Pinkerton Academy in New Hampshire. For that person that asked.
Lane Kramer, I'm just going to jump in real quick with Lane's question. He just asked about Catwoman. You haven't included her so far. Is that intentional, or do you have maybe plans for her in the future?
Yes, I want to do a flashback story one day. Where Bruce meets Selena Kyle, and it'll be the story of the one that got away and the one that taught him a lot about love or something like that.
Awesome.
I didn't include her in volume 1 because I can't remember why. I had a good reason, and I'm blanking on it right now. I think it was the Harley stuff. I thought if Batwoman was there and she was taken over by the Joker or the Mad Hatter technology, it would create a weird tension for Bruce in a different kind of way. To see someone like a woman that you really care about be brain controlled, that deserves a lot more room to breathe. So I kind of just left her out because just leave it with these other characters and call it a day. And I kind of wanted to keep her in my back pocket to revisit it one day. So hopefully someday I'll do a White Knight Catwoman or something like that. I don't know what to call it.
Well, I'm in. Yeah. I'm ready to read it now. That's awesome.
Oh, thanks.
That's awesome. Okay, let's go to question 2 from Dan.
Yeah, so actually you touched on it a bit, Sean. You mentioned the gritty art style. Honestly, it's what first kind of drew me to your work. The writing is, I didn't mention that, didn't have that written in this question, but the writing is awesome. So well done you on the writing. But the art style, can you talk about how you got there? Is this kind of sketch grit style how you started and you've just kind of refined it? Or is that something that is a complete evolution from where you started?
So you and I actually went to the same art lessons in New Hampshire a long time ago, right?
Long time ago.
Leslie Swank is this World War II veteran and art teacher in Salem. And he was like a man's man, went to the Pacific. He used the word Japs all the time. I didn't think it was a bad thing. It's just that generation, it is what it is. And he would do his hunting and make his own fishing lures. And
he was a pro baseball player too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Professional baseball player.
Yep.
He could hypnoptize people too. I see him do some weird shit. And he did cartooning as well as painting.
Yep.
And he did political cartoons for the local paper. And he was the first teacher I'd ever met that was okay with comics. Because most professors or teachers thought comics were silly and you needed to do color wheels and paint, and they didn't think they did not respect comics as a medium at all. So when my parents found him and were like, "Oh, he's only $6 a lesson. All right, that's good." So actually, he put a brush in my hand at a young age, probably for you as well.
Yep.
So I got pretty decent with brush, nib, and quill and all that stuff.
Yep.
And when I started to try to get work in comics, I was trying to draw in a house style because I just needed to pay bills. So I would try to be clean, like a mix of Jim Lee meets Silver Age or something, right?
Yeah.
And I just got so I just wasn't loving it. I understand feathering and cross-hatching and these lines that comics calls their own. It's a comic book style, but I became more interested in styles that didn't work in comics, like a mix of, dry brush with like scratchiness, like Sienkiewicz or Zafino, and I just thought there was more interesting ways of mark making. So when I realized, I've just since then I've been trying to challenge myself and use untraditional ways to make comics, which is kind of a risk because if you have a good house style, you're more likely to get work and a secure paycheck. If you go into like Ashley Woodtown or Jorge Zafino, people they're like, "Oh, are you like a horror artist?" Or we're not really sure what to do with you exactly.
Yeah.
So part of writing my own stuff was sort of to protect my art. And yeah, I appreciate the kind words about being a writer. I honestly feel like I'm like a B-level writer. And my goal is to draw it in an A-level way so people will think I'm an A-level writer when really I'm not. If I was a really good writer, I wouldn't have fucked up the Robins, right?
Hey, this guy right here says, hey, having Jason as the first Robin works perfectly fine, man. So there you go. So you have some there.
Yeah. Hey, man, compliments will get you everywhere. Thank you.
That's right. Absolutely. Let's see. Our next question is Jeff Morris. Hey, Jeff.
Okay, Sean, which characters do you enjoy drawing the most and why? And writing the most and why?
I liked drawing, it's a dumb answer, but I like drawing Batman. When I came around to giving him this collar to kind of cover up half his face, it wasn't intentional. I think I drew most of issue 1 in volume 1 without it, and then in one sketch I accidentally put it in there, and I was like, I wonder if I made it really big and played up the detective aspect, like a trench coat or whatever. And also he looks a little bit like Dracula, and I thought of him as what if he's accidentally like sucking the blood out of the city and he doesn't realize it. And I even designed Arkham to look like Dracula's castle as sort of this thing that's kind of simmering in the background, you know. So my answer, who would I like to draw? It's Batman in the cowl with the thing like covering half his face. Because it's really nice is you don't have to draw his chin or anything. You just like, hide in shadows. So it's an easy day at work, which is nice. My favorite character to write is probably Joker. In volume 3, he's a hologram who is projected only to Bruce, and he's taken it upon himself to help Bruce. So he's kind of a good guy. And he's acting as Bruce's Jarvis in a way, or as Alfred or as Robin, and he's there to help. So he's downloading things and telling Bruce where to go. Watch out, this guy's heartbeat is rising. He's probably about to punch you. And it becomes this buddy comedy, which was really fun. There isn't really a lot of comedy in my stuff, but the way that I get to write Joker or Jack Napier in this volume is great. Like, he purposefully antagonizes Bruce. Like, when he's talking to him, he'll lean in way too close, or he'll like poop him on the nose. And there's some homoerotic jokes in there, which I think is important in a buddy comedy. And Bruce can't swat away a hologram, so he just eventually starts to get used to it. And I just think Jack Napier is a ton of fun to write. And the way that this is set up is, I think it's a new kind of Jack that we haven't seen before.
Yeah. I think you just put some of the art of the boop on your Instagram not long ago. Because I noticed I do that to the dog all the time. Boop. So you notice the boops as they come along.
Yeah. Trying to have fun. I'm sure people that take Batman extremely seriously might not appreciate Joker booping Batman, but I think people with a sense of humor will like.
You gotta love that.
That's pretty clever.
You gotta love that.
It is, and I think we all take Batman seriously, but I think we all love those stories. They're all fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm curious. Whenever you talk about Jack Napier, do you? Because there's been so many different names. Did you get to choose that you picked that from '89, or do you have to get approval with Warner Brothers and everything else, or DC Comics, or is that just something if you write it, they'll do it?
Good question. When I first put it in there, I ignorantly thought that Jack Napier was his canon accepted name, because it's not only in Batman '89, but it's in the animated series, and it's in the Mask of the Phantasm. So in my mind, I just always assumed that his name was Jack Napier, and we knew that he had kind of a solid past. I wasn't as aware of the Joker that was unknowable, or there were 3 of them or something like that. So I knew I needed to give him a name. So I said, well, I'll go with Jack Napier. And they said, well, there's a problem with that, because that's never been used in a comic before, except for the Batman '89 comic where it was of the Michael Keaton movie.
Right.
And they had to get permission, and I don't know what they did, but they came back and they said, okay, yeah, you can use them. So I have no idea if like a check is being sent to Jack Nicholson and I'm getting fucked out of money. I have no idea. Like, one day I'm going to meet him. He's going to be like, hey, Sparky, thanks for helping me build my new deck.
Well, that's awesome. I remember the first time I read that, I'm like, I don't remember this name ever being in the comics. So like, it's so awesome. That's a great story. It's all really neat to hear. So
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, he owns Jack Napier, right? He did this crazy good deal with Tim Burton, and like Jack Nicholson is still making money to this day. I think that was like an $80 million deal when you add it all up over the years.
I would hope so. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, a chunk of that might be for me, or maybe they found a way to cut him out. I have no idea. I didn't ask.
Well, it's cool. I love the little nods to former stories. I love that. So very, very cool. Let's go to Eric.
Okay. Your costume designs for Batman and Joker are quite unique. You mentioned earlier with Batman with the big collar.
Yep.
Also, he has those very high thigh call them thigh high boots.
Prostitution boots.
Yep. Joker with the undersized stomach shown shirt. So I was just wondering if there were any influences or motives in creating their outfits.
So I think that there's generally two types of Jokers. There's the Joker that's the devil, and there's the one that sees Batman as a plaything. And I thought, what if there was a new version that was obsessed with Batman, which isn't new, but he thinks of himself as a fanboy. So there's a fanboy Joker. And I thought, okay, so what does he look like then? And I'm like, I could do the suit with the hat and that normal thing. But what if he wore a bat symbol on his chest? Like he wore a Batman 89 shirt, like vintage. And that started to inform how I approached the whole character. And it influenced his look, his jail cell when he's collecting a bunch of Batman stuff. I don't know if he's in love with Batman or if he's in love with the idea of Batman. You can really go whichever way you want, honestly. I have readers who believe both. But yeah, as far as the look, like I knew I wanted something unique, and I'd never seen a Joker wearing a Batman t-shirt, and I just knew it would stand out. So that was pretty much it.
Okay.
Is it
go ahead,
sorry.
Sorry, I know my history with punk rock, Jesus, like I'm not a punk rocker. If you were into punk rock, you're gonna destroy me, and like do not challenge me on punk rock. You're gonna win. But I do have this punk rock Jesus thing in my past that I'm kind of known for. So dressing him up like that was kind of a nod to like big combat boots and torn shirts and like suspenders or whatever. So I don't know, it felt very good. It felt very natural to throw it in as far as my brand. And I don't like that word, but it is what it is, Yeah.
As far as the boots, does that have anything to do with the like the Batbike, the motorcycle riding, or is just a separate idea?
I think. For Bruce.
Yeah, for Batman.
I didn't want to draw him in underwear, and I thought, what if I got rid of the underwear and I got the boots and I brought them even higher, and I thought, well, maybe if they're high enough to protect his thighs, that makes sense.
Yeah. And
I tried the idea of chaps, but that didn't work at all. So I settled on this idea of like, I'll give him really high boots to give him protection. Mm-hmm. And I totally didn't understand that a lot of people would say he's wearing thigh-high prostitution boots. And honestly, I don't know if I could go back. I might fix that. It's something that it's too late to change now, obviously. Yeah. I like them. There's a way to do them where they don't look too effeminate. But I've seen other artists do commissions of my Batman, and I've seen it not work. So, yeah, that's one of a handful of design choices that I'm not sure if it works, but it's too late to fix it now. So fuck it.
Okay.
And did you feel pressure? Because Batman's been around forever, Joker's been around forever. There's so many different versions of all these characters. Did you feel pressure to come up with something just your own that would stand out differently?
Yeah, and I think the collar was the biggest thing. Even the new movie, I mean, they basically told me that's the collar of the Matt Reeves is from my book.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They actually prepared me for a lot of they might have used a lot of your stuff in the Battinson movie. So I was going into the theater concerned, like, oh, how much did they use? Do I have to get mad? I don't want to rock the boat, but if they took a lot of shit from me, I mean, how am I supposed to feel? And luckily, I mean, in my opinion, the only thing they really took was the collar. And Andy Kubert drew a Batman that had a collar. once, and Mike Mignola obviously did for Gotham by Gaslight. So I'm not claiming you invented the goddamn collar, but
right.
Yeah.
Whenever you were talking about the collar, I was wondering if Gotham by Gaslight was an influence for you at all, if that just happened to pop out,
No, totally. Even in that book, Bruce has 2 knives, I think, in his belt. And I drew my Bruce with a similar thing like that. Yeah, that's one of my favorite Batman stories. So that was totally a nod to Mike.
That's awesome. I love it. I kind of assumed, but I didn't want to, that's just awesome. I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to acknowledge my influences, my mistakes. I try to be very honest with people.
It's awesome. So we were talking about design aesthetics. Can you tell what inspired your vehicle designs? They are very unique. They're very long, and it's just very, very awesome. Is it an Art Deco influence, or how did you come up with your style of your vehicles?
The first one that set the stage was the Batmobile, and if you look in, my notes and sketches were published in one of the deluxes. You can see my handwritten notes. Like the back of it is a Ferrari. The front of it is a split wheel tumbler. The rear wheels are like F1 wheels. You've got a hood shaker on the front. You've got the exposed engine. Mm-hmm. The long arms of it are World War II planes. Like you take like a Warhawk and cut it in half, or a whatever Mustang. You have the exhaust way out on the front. That's how those planes were designed. And I thought, man, I've never seen a Batmobile that puts all these things together. And as a car guy, I kind of know what these things do. Like I understand why having split wheels would be cool, because the wheels would lean as it turned. It wouldn't turn like this. It would like lean. You put a gun in the middle. I thought that would be cool. Exposed engine makes no sense at all. Why would you expose your engine? But I thought, screw it, it's going to be cool.
It still looks cool, right?
Oh, you're a car guy. You when Batman gets out, he's like, yeah, that's a fucking engine. All right. But it was also important to me to keep the profile of the car very much a nod. Like if you look at it quickly, it has the same basic shape in the front as the Batman 89. It has the shoulders of Batman's shoulders, the head, you have the ears kind of sticking out. And I feel like the 89 does a good job of showing you Batman's head and shoulders, but on 4 wheels. So I definitely wanted to make sure that worked. And it's also important to me to design something that looks good from different angles. Where is it? The Batmobile I designed for the book I'm doing now. I actually made this out of like cardboard, and I kit bashed.
That's awesome.
So you can see this part here is the very front of the Batman 89. That's air scoop is from the side, just painted red. And I really wanted to nod to the Beyond Batmobile. Awesome. And also try to mimic the spinner car from Blade Runner. Mm-hmm. And the goal was to like make sure it looks good from like almost every angle, because sometimes people will draw things and it looks good from the front or from the side, but not from the rear. So I went with this Ferrari Testarossa style rear, because I feel like this is a very clear shape that sticks out right away. Like you don't want to overcomplicate your design. I think a lot of cars are too complicated because they're designed in wind tunnels with computers. And back in the 70s and 80s, sports cars were easier to see. Like, Lamborghini Countach. We got, the spoiler in the back. You got these kind of headlights. You got the thing on the side. If you overdo a lot of cars, it's like, what the hell am I looking at? My eyes all over the place. But if you do something simple, so like with this, I know I'm going into too much detail. I apologize. Mostly people are like looking at the shape of the 2 commas basically joining together. You're looking at the big red hood, and probably these little ear things might stick out, or maybe it's like the rear. But my goal was to do this and not overcomplicate it. I was actually thinking about writing to Todd McFarlane and scanning this in, because if he's going to make a toy out of it, maybe they can just scan this in 3D and like fast forward the project to save money on the mold or something like that.
Well, yeah, he's going to want to make one.
Did he? He made the bike.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he sure did.
Did he ever do your Batmobile, McFarlane? I feel like I have something that looks very similar to it. Okay.
No,
he did
just the bike.
Just the bike, yeah.
Okay.
So one of the things with XM, they keep asking me to design more stuff, and I'm so busy. I keep saying no. So doing Batman and Joker and maybe Harley Quinn in the future and Azrael, that's the only thing that I have going on this year. But I might, this might be some inside baseball. I might say to them, I don't want to do any more unless you agree to do my Batmobile. So can I force them to do my Batmobile at 1/18 scale and have like a little Batman next to it? Or knowing XM, they're going to go a lot bigger because it would look like a coffee table.
Yeah, dining room tables, what we say.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, look at your rooms. I mean, it's crazy that your significant others allow you guys to have that shit all over the place.
We're very understanding people in our lives, that's for sure. There's no doubt about it. And we've got a question later on about other future characters, so we'll save it just for a minute.
Sure. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. So let's move on to number 6. Dan, you're ready to go.
Yeah. So talked a little bit about influences. Curious as to, now that you've kind of, evolved and you've enjoyed better success and you've kind of got your rhythm and all the stuff we've talked about today, but to this point, but as you're kind of drawing and creating and working on volume 3 or beyond, what are the kind of references that you still look to from an art standpoint and a writing standpoint?
Art-wise, for Beyond, a lot of Blade Runner, as you would expect.
Yep.
Even the new ones, 2049 is so great. A lot of cyberpunk.
Yep.
When it was a regular Gotham City, like Volume 1 and Volume 2, I didn't want to do gargoyle Gothic Gotham. I wanted to do brick and Edwardian or Victorian Gotham. So you had different kind of rooftops, different kinds of chimneys, a lot of wrought iron, a lot of crumbling stone. And I love the gargoyle stuff too, but I just thought about like, how can I make this a little bit different, And living in Portland, Maine, there's a lot of old Victorian mansions and buildings around. So walking around my neighborhood, I just got a lot of ideas for like interesting window shapes and how chimneys look, how crooked they are sometimes, and obviously drawing a lot from Gotham by Gaslight, of course. And of course, I got to say, Frank Miller, of course, Mignola. My goal is to try to mix Alex Toth together with Bill Sienkiewicz. So I try to keep it clear and make sure the blocking and the lighting is there. But I also want to render and noodle around with lines, but I don't want it to distract from flow or to overwhelm, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to frame a lot of my panels with like a lot of black. And it's not because I'm lazy. It's a deliberate design choice so that when I do render, it's framed better. Because my worry is if you just render everything all over the panel, you're not going to know where to go.
Right.
And like I love artists like Jeff Darrow, but my brain doesn't work that way. And I like to focus and frame things more carefully. So yeah, it's kind of trying to find the happy balance between Toth and Sienkiewicz, which are two wildly different artists.
How do you feel about Jock? Do you feel like you kind of share a similar style with Jock?
Yeah, sometimes. Jock's a friend.
Yeah.
I think his covers, especially, he's digital and can do things that I can't because I try to be traditional. So that's one thing as digital art has grown so much. I think 50% of artists now are just digital, and for good reason. But I can't do that because most of my income is made selling original artwork. So if I switch to digital, I'm saying goodbye to a lot of money.
Sure.
Which is a good problem to have. I'm not complaining. But I'm just an old school type of thinker. I like getting my hands dirty and being on paper and all that. And I like to try to give the digital guys a run for their money. And when they look at my stuff, they're like, fuck, how is Sean doing that? This old man with pen and paper. Like when we hired Simone DeMeo to do this Red Hood 2-issue miniseries for White Knight, this interlude. And I love his stuff, but he's doing stuff that I just can't do, like blur effects. These gray scale. I mean, it's like not even colored. There's already so much work into it before it's even colored. Like I don't know how a colorist is supposed to make layers and stuff out of it, but they do.
Yep.
But I think like, man, there's only so far you can go working traditionally, and computers are taking guys like Jock and Simone DeMeo like into the future, and it's just kind of a decision I've made. And actually, I'm fine telling people, yes, you should be digital by all means. Stop drawing original art so that I'll have less competition out there. But I think one day all the industry is going to be digital except for me, and I'll be the last one. I'll be like, fuck you all.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, you don't even know how to blur anything. What's going on? And is it because I'm too lazy to learn a computer? And that's probably really the reason, is I just don't like learning new things.
Nice. Awesome.
Sorry about that. I froze, guys.
No problem. You're stunned.
That's right. Well, yeah. We always joke on the show because our town has internet that just drops all throughout town, and that's the problem. And so it does this every show. Unfortunately, we like play drinking games to win all freeze.
Yeah.
So Dan, were you done with that one?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Let's go on to Jeff then. Next question.
What character would you love to draw but haven't had the opportunity to do yet?
I have a few Marvel titles that I'd like to do. I'd love to do a Han Solo origin story, or the origin story of the Millennium Falcon.
Be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine like maybe it was built as a prototype by his father or something, and it's like a hot rod that he needed to get back from Lando. I'm not sure.
Yep.
I also want to do a story about Gambit and explain why the hell he wears hot pink. And I would call it Gambit Hot Pink. And I think there's, as dumb as that is, I feel like there's a pretty decent story about why. I don't know. I want to take on the challenge of explaining why hot pink, and everyone's going to be like, I can't not be hot pink now. Like Sean fixed it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd like to do a Logan story or Wolverine, whatever. But I don't really have a good relationship with Marvel. They tend to lowball people, and I'm not a lowball type of person. So I just like, all right, I guess, like I'd love to do a Spider-Man 299 book, but instead I did Batman Beyond because DC will pay me what I'm worth. So it is what it is.
It would be cool to see that. I'd love to see the Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to as well. Some more inside baseball. Disney Press is probably outselling Marvel Comics with their own characters. Like this book called 5 Minute Spider-Man is put out by Disney Press, not by Marvel. And as Disney Press gets more powerful, I think they're eventually going to shut down the Marvel offices in New York and either ask everybody to move down to Orlando or something, or lay off half the team or something. So when that happens, I'll probably go up to Disney Press and be like, I have not had a great relationship with Marvel, but I can show you what I would make you on the Millennium Falcon. So
There you go.
my name is Sean. I'd like to make you a lot of money, and here's why we should work together. And like, I'm so glad that you aren't the Marvel people.
Well, fingers crossed that'll happen.
There you go.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll see.
It'd be neat to see cross sides and do some of those amazing characters. That'd be really cool. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think Eric is next.
Okay. You might have touched on this a little bit, but who are your favorite artists, writers to collaborate with? And follow up to that, who would you most like to work with if given the opportunity?
I really learned a lot from the set of writers that got me to where I am. The first one was probably Grant Morrison, just put me on the map with Joe the Barbarian. Scott Snyder, he was up and coming when he did the Black Mirror, and he and I got along, and I knew I liked his writing and I liked him, and I thought, well, if I'm going to pick my own writer, I'm just going to request this guy because he's nice and he seems to know what he's doing. And I really liked working with Rick Remender, who is this angry punk rocker who is probably more like me than other writers.
Yeah.
Then there was Mark Millar, who got me the Netflix deal, and seeing how he P.T. Barnum's his way through life, I think that's the real talent there. I mean, I think his scripts are great too, but his, the way he can plan ahead, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, being unafraid to try new things. He's just wired for business. So I kind of try to take all 4 of those writers and take the best plays out of all their books if I can.
Okay.
That's awesome. I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about this book right here that I held up earlier, The White Knight Harley Story. Like I said, I just got this recently and couldn't put it down. I thought it was really fantastic. And this is done by Matteo Scalera. Yeah, Scalera is the illustrator. So instead of you drawing this, but it's in your style. So how is that decision made? Where it's like, like you referred to the Sean Murphy brand earlier. How does that decision made?
So I've known Mateo for a while, and he and I are friends, like truly really good friends. I miss him because COVID. I haven't seen him for a while, but he and I just naturally come from the same school of drawing. He's more fluid and more like who's that artist that left Disney? Don Bluth. He's more like Don Bluth than I am, with his fluidity, and I am more noodly, and like his art flows and my art sets in, if that makes sense. But otherwise, we're very similar anyway. Like I don't think he was trying to do a Sean Murphy style any more than I'm trying to do a Mateo. Actually, I joke around that if I had to switch styles with anybody in the world, I'd switch with Mateo because he's quicker than me and he seems more relaxed than I am. So maybe I'm doing something wrong and he's got it figured out,
But so, I mean, obviously you like working with him, you like his style. But
Yep.
again, how does that decision made where he's doing the illustration versus you?
Oh, I just didn't have time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I needed to get going on finishing up Curse and then planning out this Kickstarter I did last year called Plot Holes. And then getting on to volume 3 of White Knight and then planning out volume 4. So it's just, I have this whole pitch to DC about making a White Knight line that's like the Ultimates line, basically. And give me the resources to like manage 4 titles a year, artists and writers that can just take my notes and go with it. I feel like I've shown proof of concept with some of these spinoffs, and I would love to helm that kind of a thing. But DC they had 3 rounds of layoffs with Discovery. It's just really hard to get stuff approved right now, and it's really no one's fault. So it's kind of the plan that I sort of put on the back burner for a while, and maybe once they right the ship, we can revisit it. But yeah, I mean, working with other writers and artists to create books that are spin-offs of mine was kind of part of the plan, but COVID kind of interrupted that.
Well, and I know it's been real frustrating, like you mentioned, with the Discovery takeover and stuff. Like I don't know if you probably don't know this, but I was chosen 1 out of 13 in the world to be a DC ambassador, and that just started. But then as soon as Discovery came aboard, they canceled it all. So I've only been an ambassador for like 4 or 5 months now.
What does an ambassador do exactly?
They actually send all of these amazing boxes full of DC products and things, and so I just review them and share them with the community. So it's really neat. Awesome. But then they canceled it so quick. I was like, oh, that's too bad. But anyway, and when it comes to your stories, I'd love to see them go on forever in different iterations. I would just love that, and I hope DC considers it for sure.
Yeah, I hope so too. I my plan for after this book is I bought the rights to Zorro, and I'm going to do a Zorro comic after this. I've got other plans too. I have the rights to some Konami stuff too, so I might use Kickstarter to fund different things on the side. I'm not really sure, and I'd like to return to DC. The whole thing about if you're in movies, you do one for them, one for you. Mm-hmm. That kind of. Yeah. I feel like Batman's for them, but I actually really enjoyed Batman. So, yeah, if DC fixes things and they can come up with a plan and help me plan this, then I'd love to do it. But I'm kind of sitting back and waiting to see what happens for the next, 10 months or so.
Well, fingers crossed. That's for sure. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, well, let's talk statues. Dan, next question.
Yeah, so an obvious one. So you have to tell us about how you got involved with XM. How did all that unfold?
XM wrote me. I don't collect a lot of statues, so I didn't know at first what they were. And I went to their website and I was like, oh, these guys. My friends will send me stuff and like, look at this statue, look at that. And to me, I'm like, I'm too busy working. I can't look at this stuff. I know it's like not what you want to hear as a statue. And when they sent me what they did, I was like, okay, I've seen, these are like these are hundreds of thousands of dollars for the statues. This is really high end. And yeah, they seem to be interested in working with the artists and trying to get. They want me to do my thing, but they also have a look that they're going for too, which I understand. I think it's a nice happy medium between what I want and what they want. And I really love whoever they have working on the tech is amazing, because this person knows more about engines and exhaust than I do. And when he makes that, Batman Batcycle, it's a bunch of shit I should have thought of, honestly. It's just crazy to see it in 3D,
Yeah.
And it must be really frustrating too, because when you're drawing 2D, you're like, I'll move the exhaust back, I'll move it forward. Sometimes I'll forget to draw it. And for him, he must be like pulling his hair out, like, Jesus Christ, Murphy, what the fuck does your motorcycle look like? But he managed to make pretty good sense of it and to make it his own as well.
Oh, so I have to have a follow-up question then based on that. So what was the biggest compromise? So as you're I assume you have kind of editorial, or so to speak, oversight. What was your biggest compromise? That, okay, I'm willing to let that go.
I keep waiting for a company to make a statue that really looks like my stuff. Make the angles of the muscles more angular. Make it gritty, like a texture that feels like you're scratching on it. Statues naturally want to go more realistic, because it's like, you would feel, what if your favorite thing was real? Of course. And I think that's cool, but I'm always pushing anyone who makes a statue of mine. Like, I use fingerprints when I render, right? So I keep saying, is there a way to have a fingerprint texture on a statue's face? And they said, well, normally when you sculpt by hand, we try to eliminate fingerprints because you don't want that getting into the mold.
Right.
And I'm like, wouldn't it be interesting if you left a fingerprint on Batman's face, and like, you don't have to paint it or anything, but in the light, it just catches it differently. How about that? How about working in some of these other scratchy things I do? And I don't know if they just don't know how to wrap their heads around it, or they're like, yeah, whatever, artist, like, that's not going to sell. We're going to charge $3,000 for this. We're not going to have a fucking fingerprint of Batman's face. Okay. So I get it. I get it. I'm in business too. So I guess I love these statues, but I think generally they come out a lot more rounded and smoother than I would like. But I get it, man. It's just business,
It's almost too bad that your stuff couldn't have come out, 15 years ago with some of these sculpts, because everything has gravitated to super, super realistic. And I think that's probably wise, because there's so much competition between companies now,
Yeah. I mean, imagine most of XM Studios buyers probably don't have a pull box and read comics regularly. I'm imagining that they're people that used to read comics who fell out of it, but they still love Batman, and they'd rather spend, $4,000 on, on that than, some comics. So I get it. Like, they must know the demographic, and they must know we probably should make these more realistic, because people aren't going to buy them if they're too stylized. I get that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about the style and kind of your process in working with them. So Jeff, you have the next question.
How involved are you in turning the process from 2D art to the 3D object?
When they came to me and they basically said they wanted 3, not all at once, but they said they wanted a Batman, a Joker, and a Harley. And I thought, and I don't know if statues have done this, but if you bought all 3, what if you could mix and match them and they fit? So I tried to draw Harley balancing on a plinth in a way that has one foot down. So it looks like she could also be sitting on the back of a motorcycle. And I thought, there's a scene in Curse where Batman and Harley was on the back. Like, what if you designed the Harley statue where you could remove her and stick her on behind Batman and the other statue? So you're sort of incentivizing people to buy both of them. And that might have been an idea that's been done. That might not be reinventing the wheel, but I kept trying to design stuff to work that way. So if you take Harley off the motorcycle and put her on her plinth, the plinth also fits in right next to the Joker plinth in some way. So cool. I was trying to sort of throw ideas like that at them. And then the other thing that they hit me with was they do want to make it so that the statues can be customized. So if you want the really laughy, jokey Joker face, you can. If you want a Joker face that's slightly more subtle, you can. Or maybe his hand, one hand has a gun, or you switch out that hand to have like a deck of cards. And I could kind of, by going back and forth with them, I sort of started to understand what the options were. So I would kind of throw stuff their way. It wasn't, I would toss out suggestions and I wouldn't hear back, which is fine. And then I would see how the process was unfolding. Like, I'm not on the phone with them. We don't have meetings or anything like that. It's through a few rounds of sketches, and I'll throw out some ideas and emails, and sometimes they'll use them. Sometimes they'll tweak them, and sometimes they won't do them at all, which is fine. I would imagine that for them, if you involve an artist too much in the process, it could really gum up the process,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'd love to get more involved, but the more time I spend working with the statues, the more time I'm losing drawing comics, and my money comes mostly from comics. So I can't be weighed down too much with this stuff either. I'm happy to go back and forth with a few emails and give them what they want, but I was really glad that they didn't ask for a bunch of changes. They didn't say, to redraw this, or that's not doable. Can you try this instead? Like, going back and forth for a few rounds is something that I did not want to do. And I don't know if normally they do that, or if they don't. And maybe they do, but they just didn't do it with me because they know I'm busy. So whatever it is, it works fine. Like, I'm happy to keep working with them.
So, like, the Batbike, is the final product of what it looks like with the cape flowing forward and the angle of the street? Like, was that all you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wish I had sketches here. I should have sent them to you ahead of time, actually.
All right.
Yeah, I took a picture of myself on a bike skidding sideways, and I showed him to, I like his leg to be out like this. I think his cape should be going back. I think his arm should be like this. And they would say, that's cool, but you drew the bike that's so big that shipping that would be impossible. So we're trying to shrink the bike a bit. And I go, okay. And then they said, you also drew these bat ears on the bike, and we're worried that it's going to block his face. And people who buy these are going to want to see more of his face and chest. So we're going to shrink these ears. So I was like, okay, well, don't shrink them too much, because without the ears, it just looks like a future motorcycle. It doesn't look like a Batbike at all. And they were like, okay, that's a good point. So they showed me a few rounds, and I was like, hey, maybe try to tweak that. And maybe they don't. I don't know. It happened a while ago, so I'm having a hard time remembering. But I could see it was interesting hearing their concerns about everything, because they wanted to make it look good from every angle, which is obviously something that I just talked about like a half hour ago.
Yeah. So
Well,
they don't have you physically sketching every angle of the statue, right? It's up to their artist to do that for you.
So I'll do a turnaround. I'll do front, side, and another angle, or like a masterpiece, a master that has 3 clear sketches rotated. And then I'll do a bunch of little sketches from different angles on just shitty computer paper, and I'll send them everything.
Yeah.
And they'll probably sit and come up with a design that pulls all of that together,
Okay.
Sorry, that answers your question more clearly.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, having seen the Batbike in person, it's just truly incredible. I mean, we in the statue collecting community, there's a word that we toss around that everybody hates, but we call it grail. It's a grail statue. And that is one of them. Like, that is going to be one of those ones that I feel like people are going to want and, try to collect for years and years to come, because it is just an iconic piece. It's not only massive, but it's just awesome. Like, it's just if you have one Batman piece in your collection, that could be it. Like, because it's just so.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's funny. Mine might be the Michael Keaton Batmobile one. It's again, that's the size of a coffee table. I think it's a couple grand or something like that. I don't think my wife will let me buy it, but yeah, I can definitely understand. Like, before I die, like, I'm going to be buried under something. I want this to be on top of it.
That's right. That's awesome. Let's go on to Eric's question, number 12. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah. So we have the Batman on bike. We're about to see Joker in possibly a few minutes from XM. You tapped on. We're going to eventually see a Harley statue made, and we also know about they're going to eventually XM's going to produce an Azrael statue.
Right.
What other characters would you like to see made from your books, whether it's XM or any other company, I suppose?
Man, I would love for them to do. My book, Punk Arc Jesus, had a guy on a motorcycle as well. And I know that book didn't sell as well as Batman does, but I would kill for that motorcycle. It was like a army green bike with a white star on the side. I actually gave a similar bike to Jason Todd in this book. So Maybe a Jason Todd motorcycle figure would be pretty good too. But I could see why the company would focus in on Batman, Joker, Harley. I'm guessing those would be the big sellers. No offense.
Bigger names, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Azrael is cool too, but Azrael already is kind of Batman anyway, so I get that one.
Yeah.
I've been talking to Sang, who is the creative director. I don't know if you interact with him very much in the creative process, but he's a creative director, and he I talk to him all the time, and he has sent me some ideas of what he wants the Azrael to be, and how amazing it's going to look. And I hope that's the one it ends up being. But the one I have my biggest fingers crossed, and I'm really hoping it's one of my favorite panels in the series, is Freeze next to Nora.
Oh God, yeah.
And I mentioned that him, and he's like, "Oh, could you imagine how the shipping costs? Because it would be a massive, quarter scale with the big dome and stuff." But I'm like, I feel like that would be the quintessential, because the way you captured that image, that captured the entire mythos of Freeze for me. I just think that would be incredible.
Yeah, I gave him an old diving suit, like a Victorian era diving suit with all these pipes, and I think it looks good in White Knight, but I feel like it's enough of a unique design that people don't have to know White Knight at all. They can just go, oh, Mr. Freeze, and that's a cool Mr. Freeze outfit, whatever. Even with Azrael, they don't have to read my stuff. That's fine. But yeah, I could see why having this statue of this blonde and this case that hopefully wouldn't break on delivery, and then you've got this guy here with his goggles. Yeah, maybe that'd be a good one to do. I think that would be another legacy piece that people would
I do too.
If they don't read my stuff.
I mean, there's been a couple of freezes. Got one behind me from Sideshow, and Prime One did a big giant Arkham one. But I just feel like that'd be very collectible. I just think people would absolutely love it. It's just such an iconic panel.
Yeah, it's interesting. Prime One contacted me about doing Azrael, and I'm not trying to light a fire under this guy's ass.
Hey, bring it. Let's do it. I love it.
Two statues back to back of blue Azrael, like the Azbat, and then the red costume where he's actually Azrael, and it would be like 18 to 30 inches tall or something massive. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, who has space for this stuff? I'm flattered, don't get me wrong, but I'm worried about the garage of this thing, where it's going to end up.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, I don't have a lot of time to design this stuff. And they go, okay, well, we need to do some sketches. There's some rules, like you can't have him holding a sword in a violent way with blood on it. And I go, really? And like, yeah, DC is really weird about violence, and with swords especially, like he can hold it, but he can't hold it aggressively. And like, this is so screwed up, because if they made a movie with Azrael in it, he would definitely be holding that sword aggressively, or with blood on it.
You can't have guns in America either. Any of those produce statues, no weapons, no nothing.
Yeah, with covers too, they stopped letting us do Batman covers or any kind of covers that have guns on them. And I'm like, well, didn't Jock just do the Grim Knight with a bunch of fucking guns off his back? Like, how did he get approved and I'm not? And they were, with the school shootings and stuff, they were just really cracking down. But I there's a disconnect, and I think DC knows it, because even the editors are like, what the fuck, guys? Yep. How come the movies are doing all this cool stuff? You have a cartoon of Harley Quinn swearing her ass off, making blowjob jokes, but God forbid you put any of that stuff in a comic. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So hopefully they'll iron that stuff out soon, because I'm getting tired of like erasing guns from covers.
Well, it's crazy because Prime One is doing a Grim Knight, and they
it has a million guns.
Yeah, it's got a million guns on it. But whenever they sold it for sale and all the promo pics and stuff, they had to digitally remove all of that. But then somebody released the leaked photo so you could actually see what you're going to get. But whenever you get it in hand, it's going to have all the guns, but you can't show it with the guns.
It's so
silly. It's so silly.
Yeah.
I do want one follow-up regarding Azrael. You mentioned Harley, Batman, and Joker. They all fit together.
Yeah.
Is the same thing going to be with Azrael, or is he like a standalone type?
I don't know. So I didn't know that XM was going to do an Azrael. The last time I talked about an Azrael statue was with Prime. Okay. And when they needed all these sketches with rules about swords, I said, guys, I just don't have the bandwidth for this now, so I'm going to back out. So if XM gets to it first, that'll be really funny, but I'm going to feel bad.
Is there like non-compete or anything, or can you work with whoever you want to work with?
Yeah, as a freelancer, they didn't make me sign a non-compete. But now that you mentioned Azrael, maybe I'll make it so that he can sit on the back of the Batmobile with his arms around Batman. That's not gay at all.
I love it. That'd be pretty funny.
I don't think people want to see. Well, I don't know. A comic where Batman and Azrael on a motorcycle kicking ass. But you know what? Maybe he's in the sidecar. with his sword.
Let's talk a little bit about your current run, which is incredible. It's Beyond the White Knight. I believe 2 issues are out so far. Maybe a 3rd soon. And so tell me a little bit about the story if people haven't picked this one up yet. What's going on with this book?
So Bruce has been in jail for 10 years. He quit being Batman. He feels that Batman was a mistake because it hurt Gotham more than it helped. Even though a lot of people disagree with him, Bruce has a guilt complex, so it is what it is. Mm-hmm. When he's in jail, he purposefully shuts the world out. And at the beginning of this book, it occurs to him that all the money he donated was sort of hijacked by Derek Powers, who stole his company. Somebody went into the ruins of Wayne Manor, which exploded in my book. They went into the ruins and found a prototype Batman suit, which is the Beyond suit, which is the most dangerous suit ever, and Bruce never wore it for a reason. And someone is wearing the suit flying around Gotham committing crimes. So he feels the need to break out of jail to stop this, to stop the police, to stop Derek Powers, to stop Batman. And when he gets out, he refuses to be Batman, which is ridiculous because, like, obviously he's going to be Batman and everyone knows it but him, but he's just being stubborn. So he gets back to one of his bat caves, but he has around the city, and he takes like a bunch of bat suits and rips them apart, reconfigures them, and turns them into like a trench coat, Darkman style bat suit. And he's basically going around undetected. So whereas before in Gotham, he was the most advanced person on the street, now the cops, or the GTO, I should say, they are all like RoboCop Batman. They're all more advanced than Batman ever was. There's cameras everywhere. It's a police state. The police department is split in 2. You've got Barbara running the GCPD, which is like classic blue collar cops, and you've got Dick Grayson, who they're fighting obviously, because that's what they do. And he's running the GTO, which is like the super cop program, which is way too aggressive, and the city's like divided on whether this is actually good. Taking all these tax dollars out, and people are pissed. 8 p.m. curfews or whatever. So Bruce basically becomes the lowest tech person in Gotham and becomes a ghost. So he's able to sort of have an edge on them because they can't find him, because he's kind of cloaked from cameras. He was wearing a hood, so you can't see him. He's realizing all the mistakes that he made by shutting people out. And, traditional Batman story, he's got a lot of guilt. People tell him he's crazy. Eventually he learns a few lessons. He ends up getting the Bat family back together, and they end up kicking a whole bunch of ass. So that's kind of where we're headed for this one.
That's awesome. And so how many books are in this run? Do you know?
Yep, it'll be 8 that I'm writing and drawing. And then there's the 2-issue interlude with Red Hood, written by Clay McCormick's a friend of mine, and Simone DeMeo doing the art. That'll be out in a few months. Will
that be part of the hardcover, I'm assuming, as it eventually comes out?
Yeah, it'll all be 10 issues altogether, I guess.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait. I don't have a local comic book store near me. I'm about an hour and a half away from one, so I haven't had a chance to read either one of those stories yet. Which is fun.
That's all right, man. That's a long drive. And with how expensive gas is, I don't blame you.
It's nuts. I live in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. So that's the crazy thing. I have this crazy Batman collection in the middle of Kansas. But anyway, hopefully to be able to pick those up here real soon. So anyway, that's really great news. And again, definitely guys go out and check out those books, because the more we can support this, this incredible lineup, the better. And that goes into Dan's question right here.
Yeah. So actually, Chris, you took some of it, but in terms of, the what's next, right? So I know you talked a lot about the situation with DC and, a little bit of a pause there for at least the next, 10 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But how does you got to have stuff cooking on the back burner for when that day does come that you have the opportunity to talk to him? Anything you could give us a little inside baseball on what's rolling around in the back of your brain?
The end of this series will get us into Superman. It's a big spoiler.
Whoa. Okay.
There's a big age difference, though. Superman's like 20, and Batman is like in his 60s or whatever. So it's I want to set up a new type of JLA And I want to do more of a hard sci-fi story with Bruce working with Clark to do something. And they set up the JLA, but it'll be like a JLA for people that haven't read JLA or who don't know a lot about it. Sort of, something a little bit more unique. That's the plan anyway. And then after that, that's when my plan of doing a bunch of spin-off books by other teams came in. So if somebody came in, I really want to do Wonder Woman, but the main line won't let us do this kind of Wonder Woman. So maybe in White Knight, she can do something like this. I'm like, yeah, sure, fine, approved. Go ahead and make it and send me a check. So that's kind of my plan. It might still happen. We're not really sure. But yeah, if I can get this turned into some kind of Ultimates line, I'd love to see that happen. And then we could have more statues, hopefully.
That'd be incredible. And I would really love to see you go back and even maybe just a prequel to the White Knight, just like that, just still that universe of those other characters and those, what's the Riddler doing? What's the Penguin doing in those times? It'd be neat.
A White Knight Year One would be cool, or a White Knight with Catwoman would be kind of a flashback. I'd say everybody that's listening, I'm telling you this, and I know that things get out there, and me spoiling Superman is big. If you could not post that on Twitter and stuff, that'd be great. I'm trusting you. If it gets out there, it gets out there. I understand this is the internet, but I really appreciate. I mean, this is just for people here. If you can keep that to yourselves, that'd be great. Because I don't want it ending up on Bleeding Cool if we can help it. So
there you go. Well, let's switch gears and let's just answer a few questions. This is a great one. Any plans for Sean Murphy Omnibus?
Yeah, they're getting ready to do. So Omnibus would be just collecting all three as a set. Super big, right? I think they're working on that, but I'm not sure when it's going to happen.
That would be incredible. It's long overdue, I think. That would be fantastic. Scott's asking, and I don't know if you can answer this, about XM. Do the companies, do they gift you? You actually have the statue? I hope so. I hope they do.
Yeah, so I think XM is sending me one, which is great. Prime, I asked them because they needed a lot, and I said, I'm going to need more money because I'm losing 3 days of work now. And they said, okay, we can give you more money, but we can't give you a comp. So would you rather have the money or an actual statue? And I said, I'll take the money. And then we ended up not being able to work. I mean, they're probably a great company. It was just I got overwhelmed with stuff and I couldn't do it. So yeah, I do get comps. Most companies seem to offer a comp, but if you ask for more money for the work, they might not give you a comp and give you cash instead, which is fine with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can always, if you have more money, then you can go back and buy the statue, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Wo Rang is asking, any Conjure attending that you can announce?
Yeah, so we're doing Toronto this year. First time going to Canada in a while, so that should be fun. New York, of course, and San Diego. I'm just there to do business. I don't have a table, but I'm going to find a way to sit somewhere and sign for a few windows at least. So, yeah, I'll have more details as San Diego approaches. But yeah, I haven't been to San Diego in 10 years, so I feel like it's about time.
It's about time. That's awesome. Well, this will be my first time attending New York Comic Con. I'm very excited. And again, the whole Rogues Gallery are going to be there.
Nice.
I'm very, very excited. So again, we were talking before the show. It'll be awesome to finally meet you and get some art from you as well. So that'd be awesome.
Are you guys going to have a booth of some kind or do a live podcast, or do you have any business to get done, or just there as fans?
All the above. I think I don't know about the booth, but we are planning on doing a meetup because like a kind of a Rogues Gallery meet and greet type thing, just to meet up with the other collectors. And we have nothing's finalized, but we're hoping to do some fun things. So fingers crossed it'll all work out. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It's if you're from New York and you can maneuver cities okay, then you don't get too overwhelmed. I feel like people from Kansas have a hard time in New York. There's like a lot going on.
My wife and I we're big Harry Potter fans, and she really wanted to go see The Cursed Child there. And so we actually went in 2019, just the two of us. It was one of my favorite trips I've ever been on. Like we went all over and did the tours, and just it was so much fun. Toured 30 Rock. I'm a big Saturday Night Live guy, so I love to be able to go there and see that studio was really cool.
And do you let her have a giant room of Harry Potter statues?
I absolutely would, but she is not a collector. She could care less.
Thank God.
I will say this though: she does collect wands. So she's got like 30 wands, but she doesn't display them or anything like that.
30 wands could fit in a backpack. That's not.
I know. She doesn't need a whole room for that. But anyway, God bless her. She lets me have these incredible spaces to display this.
And I'm from New York, and I promise to protect Chris when he comes out here.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some.
Sean, so Toronto, that's a Fan Expo event. Are you coming to a Fan Expo in Boston?
No. I'm
Okay.
just gonna do WickedCon in Boston.
Yep.
I like Fan Expo. Those guys they work hard and all that, but there's just too many shows to choose from, and Toronto's got a lot of attendance, like 150,000 people.
Yeah, it's a crazy show.
So if I'm like, well, I can only take 4 weekends a year to do this stuff, so I'm gonna maximize my time, and Toronto seems to be the one. So that was
good
it.
call.
That's great. I'm actually I got a press pass for Dallas Fan Expo in June next month, and I was hoping to see you there, but I'm really glad that you said New York. So that makes me very excited to finally get.
So you just mentioned weekends. Are you doing Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday, New York? Do you know?
Yeah, it would be arriving on Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, you're doing all 4 days. Okay, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome.
So there's a question about prints, and I do have prints for sale. It's on a Shopify website. God, I wish I'd sent you the link. Can we put a link up when you post this video live?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, we can post a link. And what I'll do is I'll put it in a pin post. That way everybody can see it. And I'll also put it down in the description, guys. So as soon as we're off the air here, we will post that for you guys to be able to order prints. And is that Eric, where we got the print here?
Yeah, we sell those. It's a Shopify site. So if you go to my Instagram and look at my that's one of the prints we do. If you go to my Instagram and look at my webpage or whatever, click that. It should take you there.
That's awesome. And of course, you'll have a lot of prints and stuff at New York Comic Con, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. We've got at least like 10 Batman prints and some other stuff floating around.
That's awesome. Do you do commissions there and stuff while you're there as well, marks and things?
I do quick remarks and quick sketches, but I don't do like commissions, charge for them. I'm just not good at that stuff. For me, a show is already exhausting enough. If I have my face down, I can't socialize as well. So I'd rather just not do that and just be on my feet trying to be as good as I can to these people who waited like an hour in line.
That's awesome. Well, that is all of our questions. Are you ready to see a reveal?
Oh my God! Finally,
I know.
These poor people forever.
That's right. We've got 211 people still watching. Guys, thank you so very much for being here. Again, this is going to be a worldwide premiere. Again, I want to give a major shout out to Sang at XM, the XM team. They were able to kick butt on this and send it to me incredibly quickly. And this is, again, a worldwide premiere. I've already filmed the review, so it's completely filmed and edited. It should go up tomorrow, most likely, or Friday, depending on how things are going. But here it is. So I'm going to show you guys the full reveal of the statue. Here we go. All right. Drum roll, please. Here we go.
That amazing music in the beginning.
That's right.
All right.
So there it is in your style, which is very, very awesome, of course. White Knight Joker. This is quarter scale. Hopefully we can get it in so it's not fuzzy.
There we go. This is cover 8 of Curse of the White Knight. I think it was a variant cover I did.
That's right.
People gave me shit because I never drew Batman on a gargoyle, so I thought I'd do a cover with Joker on a gargoyle. And they basically just swapped that cover, and they made it easy for me. They said, we don't need a real finished piece. Just do a few turnarounds and give us some ideas for what to give him. So I said, well, in the book, there's this like hoverboard near him, a bag of money you could add. I designed the hell out of that gargoyle. Yeah, that looks really close to what I drew, actually. They did a good job on that.
Really good. It's got the patina there. The weathering looks great.
The green copper. That's great.
Yeah, it's really great. The boots, we were talking about the boots earlier, and it has like real shoestrings on the boots.
Oh, nice.
Which is really a nice touch. And again, I love this money. You can see the coins pressing out through it.
Wow. I didn't do that. That's all them. I wish I could take credit for how cool that is.
It's awesome. And of course, this base matches very, very well to the Batbike. So they're going to pair up very, very nicely. Again, it has that great, copper and patina throughout the whole thing, which looks really great. And of course, you have that great Batman T-shirt right there, which is hilarious. I love it.
I only saw this like about a month ago. They sent me a photo and they said, does the skin look okay to you? And I'm like, what are you talking about? It looks amazing.
And I know it's going to be, this is just 720 right now. Of course, the review is going to be HD. But you can't capture, like, the skin is just phenomenal. The way they did the veins on it, it's just incredible. What they were able to do. I also have, I'll see if I can show you this also. They have a second portrait right here. And so great portrait. Now this is the kind of the straight on, so it's a straight on look. And the one I have on the statue is where he's looking over the shoulder. And then there's also an arm swap out you mentioned earlier too, where it's got the cards. And I'm going to show that in the review. I'm not going to show it here. But the cards will have a sticker on it. It doesn't have a sticker on it yet to show. I don't know what card it's going to be on top, but the cards are really cool too. But I absolutely love the gun. I think the gun is the way to go. It's just really cool.
Yeah. It's kind of the I've given him the long gun from Batman '89 just as an ongoing joke. So yeah, it made sense to it's probably a little shorter than the movie one, but I think it looks great. Yeah, man.
They really did a great job on the hair, and it's just, again, it's just awesome to see this finally revealed and fully sculpted. The paint is incredible. The pinstriping on the pants, just the socks. I mean, everything looks really great. The inside of the boot is kind of it looks fuzzy. It's sculpted, but it's like fuzzy purple. It's really
wow.
Cool.
Jesus, I feel like painting the lines on the pants. Like, if this is an assembly line, don't give me that job.
They're some of the best in the business, really. I mean, it's amazing what they're able to do. Even like details with like blue details on the back.
Yeah.
And again, it just really captures that cover. It's just really awesome.
Can you spin it from the other side?
Yeah.
I don't have it on a turntable. Let me just see if I'll spin it so you guys can see.
It's hard to tell from the webcam, but we were looking at pictures earlier, and this thing is truly fantastic.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I sent the guys images, and I'm gonna post all of the photos in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Batman Statue Collector, Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. That way you can see all of the photos I took when I got this in last week. And again, just from all angles, it looks. I love that you can actually see through that. Like it's.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think I drew something a little like that, but it wasn't that detailed.
It's got like little decorative elements on there.
Now, do you know what the price point on this is?
It has not been announced yet. So I can't give you a definitive number on that yet. I would imagine it'll probably be, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Usual XM prices.
I think I'd guess, if I had to guess, what probably 1,100.
That's SGD, right? Or is that US?
I don't know. I'm thinking 1099 US maybe.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, the great thing about it is it's got a fairly small footprint, especially next to the Batbike, which is great because the Batbike takes up so much room. But this is like, again, the perfect complement to it. It's just really, really great. And so I think that'll probably help a little bit with the price point. But I just, again, this is a day one for me. Let me.
It'd be great if it shows up at $9.99. That would be phenomenal.
Yeah. So from the top of his head to the bottom of the plinth, what is that? 18 inches, 12 inches?
Let me go measure real quick.
Definitely bigger than that.
Hey, Sean, I don't know if anybody that talked to you about. Were you? Had you already joined the chat today? We were talking about the depth of the Batman on the bike statue with the cape.
No, but I remember hearing you guys talk about that.
30 inches.
It's like it's a health hazard because your kid could run into it.
Really?
Need insurance.
He is 21 inches high.
Jesus Christ, that's big.
Yeah, 21 inches high. I mean, like depth though, he's not bad at all. And again, I cover all this in the review.
Right.
But it's like a little over 12 inches deep. So again, that's a very nice footprint. That's one thing as statue collectors we complain about all the time is space. Because you never just want to get one of these things. You want to get a whole room if you can, and it's just the space is always a premium. So again, if you have this, and obviously like Dan and I, we both have the Batbike. We want to pair it up with the Joker. We want to pair it up with Harley, and again, that takes up some real estate. Mm-hmm. So and I've seen renders of Harley. I think Dan has as well. You know, kind of what that's in it. That hasn't been released to the public yet, but it's always nice to get some behind the scenes stuff. It's great to have a channel like this.
I got to tell you, Chris, on that point, before we lose you, Sean, that Harley design on her costume is awesome. I was really hoping XM was going to do that costume.
Oh, thanks. With the trench coat, with the red Carmen San Diego. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So they're going to do that one, but I'm talking about the black and white with the gold hood.
Yeah, the Harley Noir suit.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, Batman made her a costume that my wife revealed in her book. So I have Harley wearing that again. It's sort of like she's got a bat belt that Batman gave her, and he gave her this hammer that extends into a giant mallet.
Yep.
And I assume she's there it is.
Exactly.
Teo's drawing. Yeah, so it's very much cool. I mean, it's got Bruce Timm written all over it, of course, but it's got a few other flares.
Yep.
So if they do that. So someone asked about the Harley statue they're doing. It's not based off of a cover, but it is designed to go with that Joker statue we're looking at. Mm-hmm. So imagine that she has her own industrial kind of plinth that's gonna sit right next to Joker. Hopefully it'll like interlock with it in some way, or at least make it easy to pair together. So she's kind of leaning towards him. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what they're gonna do as far as give her the classic jester ears, or have a head where it's just her exposed blonde hair the way I drew her. And I also had a different top where from the waist to the shoulders, either you had a piece that had the red jacket flowing, or you swap out that piece for just a traditional Harley Quinn top. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but those are sort of the ideas I threw at them. But I did design it to try to fit with that Joker as far as shelf space goes. So you're welcome, everybody.
We really appreciate it greatly.
I'm trying.
And it's just, but I mean, that's what's great about this particular trio is that there's so much storytelling going on. And that's one thing that we really like. You know, most of us collectors, there's a lot of great pieces out there, but we really like the ones that are reflective of the actual art it came from. And to say, okay, this is a Sean Murphy piece, this is a Jim Lee piece, this is a Bermejo piece, we love that. And to be able to say that this is going to have this complete storyline going on where, you know, they said that Joker's going to try to blow up this bridge and Batman is, you know, skidded out. I mean, it's just like that storytelling element is what we eat that stuff up. And I just love the concept of this. It's really
what you're talking about is huge. I mean, Lego does that a lot. When it designs play sets, they ask, what is the story here? So you have a Lego set of a bank and you have like a bank robber, and like, all right, so this guy's robbing a bank. We make a secret door, we make a little escape pod, like whatever. Kids will eat that stuff up. So it's just a bit more story injected into the mold, so to speak. And I agree with you. Like when they did this, I was like, what if Batman, there's a bridge that's blown out, we have tire streaks of him hitting the brakes, basically he's looking behind him because he's got to find another way to go, and you know, I'm trying to throw in some stuff in there. And with Joker, you know, he's obviously robbed a bank, he's gloating, he's sitting literally on top of a bat statue just to fuck with Batman even further.
It's just...
And then, you know, when you have a Harley statue, if they make it so that she can detach and actually sit on back behind Batman, but with that cape they gave him, I don't know if she'll fit. So we'll see what happens when they release her.
We cannot wait. And again, hopefully we'll be able to world premiere that one again. That'd be really awesome. That'd be really cool.
You wait till the very end. You torture people for 90 minutes.
That's right. That's exactly right. Any other questions as we start wrapping up here with Sean? Any other questions you guys have?
No, just really appreciate you being here, man. Looking forward to seeing you in New York.
Yeah, you too, guys. Yeah, I'll see you in the fall.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for hanging out. Sorry if I swore too much. Someone said I was going a little PG-13. I didn't mean to.
Hey, it's all good. We're just so incredibly thrilled. And again, it's just been an honor to have you on the show. Again, we're all big fans of your work. And we can't wait to see what you do in the future. Again, all of that, the Catwoman stories and Superman stories, all of that as DC fans we're excited about. And
between us, everybody.
That's right. That's just between us. But again, we wish you nothing but success. And again, we really look forward to meeting you again in the fall. So that's awesome.
Cool, guys. Well, enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks for having me as a guest. And I'll see you guys in New York.
All right. Thank you again. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Oh, how cool is that?
That's great. Awesome.
You guys see the statue?
Got some good. Oh my God. Just incredible.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
It's hard to tell on webcam. He looks so much better in the high quality.
And that's the thing. Like when I post the photos, and like the review will go up, and it's just night and day different than the webcam of what you're able to see. But again, it's just very incredible. You know what you get here with this. And I know, like Dan and I have said, they won.
Day one. Oh yeah, without hesitation. I hope it goes up for PO real soon. It should, I would imagine.
I would assume, and I don't know. I mean, again, the fact that this is a prototype, but I think it's production quality a prototype. I mean, it's I think I would imagine that it'll go up soon. I'm hoping, and again, they've done a really good job with turnaround time of getting some of these out. So I would imagine that they're going to want to pump this out and take advantage of it quickly. But anyway, I want to give a major shout out to Sean. That was incredible. You guys want to look at pics?
Yeah,
really
sure.
good insights. Yeah.
Yeah, we got almost 200 watching right now.
Yeah, let's go right into pics. Let's do it.
Good deal.
Oh, let me get the banner off first. Sorry about that. I always forget to turn that off. Now let me go into it. All right, let's start with an XM piece. Can you guys see that okay?
Yep.
So this is the third piece in the I always call it the Sanity line. It's not the Sanity line, but we had Batman Sanity, we had the Wonder Woman piece, and now we have the Superman piece. What do you guys think of this initial teaser?
So this one's called Justice.
Justice. Well, that makes sense.
Yep. We had Sanity, Courage, and this is Justice.
It's cool. It's a cool concept.
How many bad guys are on there? Just the three?
No.
There's at least two. There's a fourth and a fifth one.
Okay.
Here.
No, there's a few. They showed like I don't know. Was it a silhouette or they showed something? There's a lot on there actually.
Is one of those supposed to be Zod?
I think
probably on there somewhere.
Yeah, I think Zod might be right here.
Oh, okay.
That's Bizarro.
Oh, that's Bizarro. Okay, so I think this is Luther. This is Mixelplick.
Yep.
And this is Brainiac.
Brainiac.
I don't know who this girl would be.
You got Lex Luthor, Brainiac, Bizarro, and I'm not even gonna try to say this, Mr.
Mixelplick.
Oh, Mixelplick. That's what they called him on Superpowers back when I was a kid. But anyway, so that's our teaser, and obviously this is just a render, but hopefully we'll get more here soon. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
This was revealed this week. This is the Poison Ivy variant. What do you guys think of the coloring on this one?
I love the way this looks.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I like this better. Yeah,
I think I like it better too. Some people have complained about the hair color being the same as the plant. I think that's fair.
I think it's fair too.
It would have been nice if it was a little bit different because it does kind of blend in. I do feel like her face looks better than it did before.
I agree, and it's probably the same sculpt. I think just the paintwork just makes it look better.
Agreed. The only other difference we noticed was her corset. She's more covered than the original, but I don't feel like that takes away from it at all. I think it looks still very, very good.
I actually like that better.
Yeah, I do too. I think it looks better than the original. They also added 2 plants down here, 2 leaves, which the original did not have on it. So I don't know why they did that, but maybe just to give it a little pop of green down there.
Yeah,
you know what? I think with the color and I mean the paintwork just looks. I don't know if it's the colors is the reason why, but the paintwork looks awesome on this. And I know it's a prototype or whatever, but she looks more sinister in these colors somehow.
Also, you notice one thing too, I just noticed is that her eyes are looking off to the side a little bit more. And that was kind of a controversial thing with the release. Hopefully that'll continue, but I just think that portrait is beautiful.
If you look it up close, the colors aren't. There is a slight difference in the color between the leaves and her hair once you're up close there.
A little bit brighter.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The hair is more of a warm red, and the leaves are more of a cool violet red.
Yep. Do we think this is going to be one where they offer a quarter scale as well?
I've not heard a positive one way or the other. So I would imagine maybe since this was like the original one that came out, maybe they're wanting to do eventually a quarter scale Ivy that's different. I don't know.
I think Igo already answered a few people saying no.
I thought
So,
that the email that came or maybe the Facebook post was a definite no one, not coming in quarter
yeah,
scale.
That's too
what I
bad.
thought, so.
Missed opportunity in my mind. I don't know.
Yeah,
But like I said, maybe there's another one in the works down the road.
could be.
Could be. But here you can see them side by side. And again, I do feel like the green one's better. I feel like it just looks better overall. Some people have disagreed with that. They like the original better, and that's what's great about this. If you have the original and like it better, you're in luck.
Yep.
Because it's still beautiful. It's available. And congratulations to Tweeterhead. I feel like this was definitely one that deserved a variant. I think just because I think they improved it.
Yeah, I agree.
Looks good from all angles, and again, it just adds a definite pop of color that's the original just didn't have. I mean, it's a lot of green, and the red was the pop of color, but this you have pop of color everywhere. But it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I always liked her with the green skin. So
Yeah.
It's nice, and that one does go up for pre-order, guys, tomorrow. So that would be the 19th, Thursday the 19th. So if you're interested, it'll be up at the website here. So we got some in-hand photos here recently from the production sample of the quarter scale Batman Who Laughs from Queen Studios. What do you guys think?
That looks great.
Mhm.
the paintwork looks amazing.
It's really awesome. And we haven't had a ton of comic book pieces come out from them yet. We've had a lot of movie pieces. I mean, look at that. It's looking great. Paint's looking great. Sculpt's looking really phenomenal. And again, this is a big piece. This is a throne piece. Look at that. It's really cool.
The only thing is, I don't know. Maybe it's just the pictures or what it's meant to be. Like the creatures in the back almost look like when I first saw the original pictures, like they almost looked like statuesque, like almost like like I said, like they were like a statue, like the grays. So I don't know if it could be a little bit more color in there, or maybe it'll show up different in.
You're saying like they look like
these guys
like a throne almost.
Yeah, it almost looked like they were frozen, like they were like an actual statue. Not in this picture.
Maybe that'd be the
You had
back
other
of the
pictures.
chair. I kind of wondered that if they are the chair, the back of the chair.
Yeah, all right, that's what I'm trying to think. Yeah.
It might be that that's the chair, and then you have the color with the actual robins.
Okay, that would make sense. Yeah.
That would make sense. It's a cool concept. Are any of you guys getting this one? I don't think anybody is.
No, I don't think.
No pun intended, but tough to dethrone the P1 piece.
It is tough. I know.
Yep.
I see what you did there with the throne comment.
Yeah, you can see it more on this one. See how like they're just like a muted gray, almost like a stone.
Yeah. It makes sense that would be the chair.
So that a chair. Okay, all right,
Yeah,
that makes sense. All right.
Yeah, that's cool. So I would imagine that one's going to start shipping soon. This one's going to get the video pulled from YouTube.
Yeah.
Where's Jeff Delaney when we need him? Come on.
It's a bondage statue.
It is a bondage statue. There is no doubt about it. I showed this to my wife, and she said, "Whoa."
Yeah.
And she even said
Out
that
on Mars.
she said that I could have this one, as long as it was like not in public view, obviously. But
And this is third scale.
this is third scale. Really big piece. I believe this was sculpted by was it Mark Newman?
Yep.
Yes.
Mark, who does phenomenal female sculpts. What do you guys think of the concept here? I mean, who's going to be displaying this?
Yeah, I don't. It's a little much.
It's a little much.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
The
Beautiful
Sideshow
sculpt, all
was
that,
just
but
prettier. I don't know. Her on the chair with Sideshow was hard to beat.
this almost seems gratuitous. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It was also small.
Yeah.
It's shocking though. Like to me, it's like whoa. Like I'm just surprised they went there, especially with the chain and everything.
Yep.
And a lot of people have said this looks pretty phallic.
it does.
And it does. So again, it's definitely not a statue for everybody. I believe this does go up for pre-order tomorrow. I mean, there's no question that it's stunning. But I think, like Dan said, maybe a little too gratuitous. Maybe I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, that's how she is in the comics. So
And she is. And she is. So, but it's a beautiful sculpt. Really
It is.
pretty.
Yeah.
Really pretty.
as I said, it's hot on Mars, so you don't wear.
It is hot on Mars. It's getting hot in here too, I tell you. Let's switch gears to XM and Legendary Beast.
This is awesome.
This is going to be freaking insane. This is
Yeah.
third scale.
Yeah.
We saw it teased. This again is part of that Magneto and Captain America and Thor. This thing is, can you even imagine the size of this thing? It's going to be insane. And
Not even the size. It's done right. Sometimes they do Hulks where he's just too muscular looking. This looks like it's like proportionally perfect.
Yeah.
We were talking in our private chat. This is going to have 3 different torsos. And we're not sure exactly how they're going to sell it, but apparently you can choose which torso you want. I think it'd be smart if they sold all 3, or had sold the base one and sold 2 more torsos. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like the option.
Because again, I feel like there's going to be people that are going to want multiple torsos. So hoping that they do something smart like that, because which is what they should have done, like with the Prime 1 Bane that we've talked about over the years, the Arkham Bane. Just do the feet the same or the legs the same, and then have a switch out torso. It makes sense. But
what's the third? Do we know?
I haven't seen it. I don't remember who said the third. I can't remember. Somebody said 3 today. Maybe it was Delaney.
Must have been Delaney, yeah.
And Delaney is not here with us, so I know some people have asked where he's at. He is actually his son's birthday today, so happy birthday. I wish he could be here with us, but definitely family comes first. So again, we miss him tonight, but I hope he's having a great time. Let's see. We've got some production pictures. So Prime 1's gone crazy. Have you guys noticed this?
Yeah, they have.
Where Prime 1 has been kind of silent throughout the pandemic, not in terms of like the next level of showcases and things, but we haven't seen a lot of progress. And I know that they've had major factory issues where they've had to go back and restart over. So it's not necessarily their fault, but all of a sudden, bam, they are releasing promo after promo of what is coming. So this is obviously the 1/3 scale katana. Looks incredible so far. I think this is going to be a sleeper hit for them. Beautiful piece. We also have this guy. This guy had some controversy this week. This is the medieval Batman versus Dragon, where the original photos were oversaturated, and so everybody was freaking out about the purple. But I did want to show you this is a more accurate. There is a little bit of purple to it, but it's always had purple. Here's the prototype images. There's obviously a purple sheen to them. So, what do you guys think of this one? I kind of teased. I'm kind of thinking about maybe getting this. What do you guys think?
If I could afford it and had a place for it, I would have bought it right off the bat. But damn.
I mean, the sculpt and the paintwork, it pushes it over the top for me to where I know nothing about the story, but I want it based on just the sculpt and the paintwork.
What's from Dark Knight's Metal, the first
Yes. Yep.
story.
Yep.
I think he froze.
They frozen.
I think he froze. Maybe he's POing the piece while we're talking about it.
Live pre-order.
It's a massive piece too, right?
I didn't realize it was 1/3. I thought it was so I got so far as to where I was looking at it and I was like, do I need this? No, I don't need it. And then I was like, all right, maybe I can fit it somewhere. And then I looked at it on the website and I was like, oh, it's 3rd scale. I was like, never mind. I realized it was
Well, when you think about what the price of it would be today if they introduced it today, it's a hell of a bargain.
Agreed.
At yesterday's prices.
I think it's like 1,700. I think.
Yeah,
Wow.
It would be 2,700 now.
Easy. Easy.
Yeah, I think you should buy it. It's cool.
I do. I feel like it could be like a podium piece. Like, it's kind of like a standalone podium piece. The colors are great.
It's kind of
incredible.
A
Well, I think Chris
kind of
is you.
classic reinterpretation of Batman versus Joker.
Yeah. Although Chris, you've talked fairly extensively about not being the biggest metal fan in the world.
I'm not. But I do feel like the only piece in my collection that kind of stands out as an oddball piece a little bit is the Batman Who Laughs, because it's so new and everything else is more classic. And so I don't know if this would complement it well, like if I had like the two close together or not. I don't know. I just like it. I like the colors. I like the.
Oh, it's beautiful. No question.
It kind of reminds me of like a samurai piece a little bit, where it's so out. It's like so out there.
Yep.
And it's just different. And I feel like right now I'm really looking for different in my collection.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of view if you didn't know anything about the metal story, right? It's almost like a dream sequence piece. I think to Jeff Morris, to your point about sorry, no other Jeff on the tonight, but
he's still Jeff Morris to us. That's right.
right.
Jeff
Yeah.
one.
Jeff one. That's right. He's the original.
You know, classic reinterpretation. I think it's cool to think about like a dream sequence. If I had a spot for it, I'd definitely be real interested.
I'm definitely considering this one. I really like it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you think of, you have these two beings that have fought each other through every timeline, and so you have a medieval version of it.
Yep, love that. That's a great way to look at it.
And I love medieval history. Like I love that, medieval and Vikings, and I love all of that lore. So I think it would just, again, it'd be definitely a standalone for sure. But again, look at the colors. I mean, again, this is saturated. It's oversaturated, but I just think it's very unique. And I didn't love it at first, but it's definitely grown on me a lot. So anyway, we also have Dawnbreaker here in production. This is again a 3rd scale piece. I'm sure our friend Chester is drooling over this one, or maybe I'm not sure if he canceled this one or not, but hopefully he's still getting it.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, the colors are incredible. I do like this one better than the XM piece.
I love the construct.
Me too.
Yeah, I do too. It's really good. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's the base. I mean, that's fantastic. Colors.
It looks like it's that translucent stuff.
It is, and if you look at the base, like it's got that same like traditional Prime 1 base, but the finishing materials is so different. It's really neat because they could have easily like done like concrete, stone, like they always do, and like they went there completely went there. So very cool. So again, that should be hopefully shipping out within the next quarter or two. We also had this one everybody kind of forgot about, but this is the
Injustice Wonder Woman, right?
Thank you. The Injustice, the video game Wonder Woman. So this is the base here. And so again, they're going full force on these. We also got this one. I can't remember what this
most clothes Wonder Woman has ever worn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. No kidding. Sure. Yeah, she's fully clothed.
Legs wide open.
This one's beautiful. Bless you.
It's the legs wide open.
Oh, he's heard that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm clear.
Extreme close up.
I like pulled water down the wrong way on that.
Did he do a spit take? I can't tell.
On my computer screen.
That one's in production. So actually, that one was already shipping. Actually. Oh, look at this. This one we're talking to Dan about. Like, Dan, did you make a mistake?
Well,
it's big.
Does anybody know the
size of this thing? Look at the size.
Does anybody know the edition size on this?
I don't know. I'm sure maybe somebody could look it up real quick.
Just got the thigh-high boots on.
Not a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing. And this is my favorite Harley look from the games. But look at the size of this base. It is ginormous.
It's big.
It really looks ridiculous.
And here it's kind of cool to see these photos of the heads.
I'm waiting for Paula's comment in the chat, and I'm not.
Yeah, where are you, Paula?
I thought that was fruit in a basket. I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Little heads.
That's the Jester portrait right there. That's that bonus.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to see. It just goes to show you like how much amazing painters they have. Like, I mean, they go from this to what we get in hand. It's pretty incredible.
Does anybody know the edition size on this off the top of their head?
I'm looking. I'm trying to find it.
Because my feeling is there's no like big giant rush to PO this because they got to be making like 2,000 of them or something.
I don't think there's going to be that many, Dan.
Oh, you're just trying to get me to PO.
Well, I am. Yes, I am. 100%. But I mean, if you look at some of those other ESs recently, they're not big.
What do you think? Somebody brought up in the group. What do you think the whole
1,500 of the deluxe and low stock remaining
on Prime 1 site?
Yep. I'm gonna.
This is on Sideshow.
200 of the regular version, and there's low stock remaining of that.
So less than
Sideshow has these, right?
Yes, but less than
getting around the drain, and it's time to make a decision.
Oh my God, you guys are terrible.
I know. It's
My
less
wife
than
is here. My wife is in a hotel room, and she's laughing in the background. So,
you tell her this is a BSC recommended piece.
Oh my! All right. Well, Chris, you're going to have to answer to her in New York.
I will. I'm ready. I'm ready to face the fury. Here we go.
It's a throne piece.
Ever say no?
I know. Right?
I'll be trembling in my boots. I love it.
Yeah. Right.
No.
Oh, well, it is a beautiful piece. It really is.
He will hit you with a chair in New York.
I'll take it. It's worth it.
It's
worth it. But beautiful piece. It'll be so. Let's have a Dan pre-order watch as we go.
Dan pre-order watch. Yeah, careful now. Yeah, careful.
This is some more parts for that Justice Buster, which is again nothing that I'm going to be getting, but it's really cool to see the paint application on it. It's looking really great. Big piece from Prime One. We also have the Drown. I know this is one that Dan had considered for a while.
I love that when it first came out. It was so long ago now. At the time, I was kind of thinking I would go a little bit further down the rabbit hole with the original metal line. And I just love this piece, but I
bet there's not very many of those being made.
No, I don't think so.
Probably not a ton, but this was the first one they announced after Batman Who Laughs, I think, and really a beautiful piece. Well, maybe not, because I bet maybe the Merciless came out first because it's already shipped, but beautiful piece. Speaking of Arkham City, this one's also in production. This is I incorrectly called it the Arkham City the other day. This is just Batman Arkham 7.43 or something. Somebody was arguing with me back and forth about, this actually wasn't the suit in Arkham City. Yeah. It's like the first 30 seconds of Arkham Knight. But
that's, oh my God.
So anyway, they thought it was funny because the picture that they sent looked like it had a broken ear. I don't know if it's actually broken or not, but it looks like it. So anyway, hope no one gets that one.
400 at the ground.
It's odd seeing this being made because it looks like it looks like the other one, which was released years ago.
Yeah, how did this one get made and they canceled Ivy?
Yeah.
Dan, don't say anything about the damn foot.
I promise no foot talk tonight.
It's no foot talk.
His ears look weird.
In the hotel room.
Very cool.
Hey, Chris, want to zoom in on me for a second?
Hold on. Let me.
He's going to order it live.
Yeah, there we go. Boom.
Oh, is it not showing? It won't show it to you guys.
It's not showing you.
There it is.
No.
There it is.
Oh, you ordered it?
You did not.
Yeah,
that was quick.
Holy crap.
Yep. Didn't take much pushing.
Oh my gosh. Now, did you have it on pre-order already and then canceled it once?
At one time I did.
That's what I thought.
But that was also a while ago where, my room situation has changed and focus
sure
has
has.
changed. And I've had an idea all along for a space for this one. So, yeah, why not?
I was going to say that we know that your situation has changed, but we haven't seen your situation change.
Oh my God.
Paula, where's Paula? Requesting a room tour. Where's Paula?
Where is
she still here? I don't think she's. Oh, there she is. Let's see.
If you don't get Paula diving into the conversation, Matt Triampo will certainly.
Oh, Paula says, "Oh, please don't start the Ivy talk. Anyone gets it so bad. I know."
let me tempt you, Chris.
The
Batman versus Joker Dragon. There's only 600.
Dan, get to it.
Yeah, Chris, you better get on it.
There's only 600.
There's only 600 of those.
All right, let me look.
Do you want to be left out of that?
No. Let me take a ponder. Everybody just talk amongst yourselves. Why check out the Sideshow.
So what was the agreement? Since Dan did the live pre-order, Chris has to wear thigh-high boots at New York Comic Con. Was that the agreement?
There you go. Yeah.
Nobody
you know what's interesting?
That much in shoes like that.
You know what's interesting about this is that the regular on Sideshow, the collector's edition, is sold out, but the deluxe is still available. And the deluxe is the one that's got that bearded portrait that we just looked at.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of you want the whole thing. I love that Game of Thrones cape looking Jon Snowish fur trim.
All right, now I need to look. So Sideshow's got it for $17.65.
All right, Chris, you keep looking. Matt Triampo just said, Dan, now we need a live room tour. So In case those of you haven't figured it out, what you see behind me is a
Incredible CGI that you've got going on there.
Right. This is high-tech BSC Rogues Gallery Live. So that is a picture from my house of my statue. I come to you live from Vancouver, British Columbia, where my wife and I have traveled to come watch my son play baseball.
Darn right.
So, yes. So that's we can't do a live room tour tonight.
Yeah,
unless you-
we knew the statue was big, but we didn't think it was that big.
Yeah, we thought you had the half scale Batman on bike for him.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look and see real quick what it's a little cheaper at Prime 1.
For the deluxe version?
Yeah, it's 1,759 versus 1,765. So Sideshow marked it up just a couple bucks.
As they always do.
As they always do. Oh, it's on waitlist. It's on waitlist at Prime 1.
Oh.
Oh, what to do?
Well,
Now I do have.
Hurry up.
Oh, Sideshow points.
I've got Sideshow rewards. I've got $500 in Sideshow rewards. Is this going to be her very first ever live pre-order?
Oh no.
Double live pre-order tonight.
Double live pre-order.
Double live pre-order.
I see your Harley Quinn PO, and I raise you a Batman Joker.
I'm doing it.
Oh, he's doing it. Yes.
I'm doing it.
Hell.
No kidding.
Nice.
Thanks a lot, Jeff Morris.
Straight to hell. And I'm not buying anything. So
Enabler. Now, what can we enable Jeff Morris to buy?
Yeah, let's go, Jeff Morris.
Yeah, no pressure, Jeff Morris.
Not a thing.
He needs that Joker to go with the bust, I think.
Huh? Well, that's a good question. I have to ask you. Jeff, are you going to New York?
I'm hoping to.
You're hoping to. All right. Well, we need you to pull that.
No pressure because the three of us are going.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I would love to. I've never been to New York.
It's like
it freaks me the hell out. But
it's like Christmas morning, 24 hours a day.
Jeff, I'm going to tell you that
I promise to take care of you, Jeff, if you come.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I grew up small town Kansas. I was always terrified of the thought of New York, and it's like crime or this and that.
Yeah.
I had the most fun. It's one of my favorite trips I've ever been on. It was so much fun.
Taco.
It was just pizza everywhere was fantastic, and all the sights, and just like again we toured like Saturday Night Live and just like all these fun things. It was really, really fun.
We'd have a blast. And Chris, I asked you about the press room on our private chat earlier. We've got to find a way to do a live from New York Comic Con. We got to get used to the press room.
That would be incredible.
Yep. I can help make that happen too, I think.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Hold, please. I'm going to throw up.
Oh.
Thank you for your pre-order.
Ordered.
Yeah. Nice.
Holy moly.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, I guess because I posted that in the group whether I was going to do 0 year or that one.
Yeah.
I think you picked the right one.
That's the one I did.
There you go. Well,
I'm going to have to live through Dan on the 0 year.
You're just going to have to live, and I'll live vicariously through you on that one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll all be witnesses at all the divorce court proceedings.
Send your cards and letters to Jeff Morris.
Yes. I did. I dared them to order. I cannot lie.
Oh, well, I tell you, I think that might be a first for a double live pre-order.
Double live pre-order.
Only on the Batman Statue Collector channel, guys. Wow, that was crazy. Okay.
Rogues Gallery Raw.
That's right. It's Raw. Hey, that could be our spinoff show, Rogues Gallery Raw.
Yeah. It's raw.
That's where we have Sean back on and we cuss the whole time. That's what we do. It's Raw. It's like after hours.
That's the name of my wallet. Raw.
Yeah, that was nice. I enjoyed that. It was nice. We always do try to keep it family friendly, but it's nice to kick back and do some adults from time to time.
Triple live.
Triple live.
Yeah, see Stove's Collectibles. Triple live. Eric. What come on, man.
Oh, no pressure, Eric.
What can I tempt you with?
I want the Jimenez Joker. I've never ordered from Prime 1 before, so I wouldn't even know where to begin to even order that thing from. So I gotta look into it.
Well, hopefully it'll be.
It should show up soon on.
Graham said 3,000 in under 10 minutes. That's how much we just spent.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
This could be a Bravo show. The Real House Husbands of the Back.
Justin said BSC's Patreon membership fees might be going up tomorrow. Yeah, so yeah, as many people as can sign up for Patreon, that would be fantastic. Yeah. And again, thanks. We actually had a bunch of people sign up, and guys, thank you very much for supporting us. Thank you very much. We lost that memberships, and so I wanted to offer it to other members, and we're trying to get out early videos to our newest members. So again, thanks everybody that supported us in the past, and thanks everybody that supported us. Hopefully, we'll be able to get things back up and running here in June. So fingers crossed, we'll see.
How much do you want for the XM Joker behind you? I'll buy that from you right now.
That's the thing. Hey, Jim Mint is just in the house. Jim, here we go. This will probably be going to you, I bet.
Yep.
The way that we usually do this, but there he is right there. There's the White Knight Joker revealed for the very first time tonight. Again, review will probably be up tomorrow, guys.
Of an 80s outfit. Like you used to see guys dressed in suspenders and big pants and Doc Martin boots like that.
Well, and that's what he said. It was the inspiration was that 89.
Yep.
Like that late 80s look. And of course, you mentioned the boots and stuff. And
damn, love it.
Yeah, day one pre-order. Although now I just spent all my money on the damn dragon.
When did we, Chris? When did we do the unboxing of the White Knight? Was that at your house? Was that?
That was January or late December. It was early January.
Damn. So there's a shot that we could get the Joker by the end of the year.
I think there's a very good chance.
Yeah.
Especially if he goes up for pre-order soon.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, the good old days. That's right. Sorry, guys. I had my Batman logo playing, but now I can't get it to play. So I apologize for the odd graphics back there. But anyway, so yeah, no pressure, Eric, to buy anything. No pressure, Jeff.
When you post one.
Oh, damn.
What happened?
Nothing.
Nothing happened at all. There we go.
Nothing to see here.
That's funny. Does the max tier Patreon package come with a Prime 1 statue? No, it doesn't, but I do send out bat boxes, and also the biggest tier has a one-on-one chat with the Batman statue collector. So I haven't had
to talk you into buying something. Don't.
Yeah, no kidding.
Don't do it.
Yeah, Jack Napier right here. Jack Napier.
Save yourselves.
That's right. Save yourselves. All right, let's go back into photos. Let's do that. Let's go. All right, we were trying to get kicked off of YouTube.
Right.
Yep, there you go.
That'll do it.
That'll do it right there. So again, we were talking about Hulk. Oh, yeah, we actually. This is where we were.
This is where the money went out.
Yeah. So yeah, when we were looking at these photos, I hadn't owned this yet, and now apparently I do. So that was one hell of a crazy pre-order right there. We saw him already. We saw Wonder Woman. Harley. Oh, yeah, this is what got Dan to order right here.
Let's spend some money there. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. All right. And so we saw these. Saw that one. Oh, this one. Look at this. Grim Knight. Saw that one on Jim Mint's channel. Jim had a prototype. And this actually does have the guns. Somebody was reaching out, like, Sideshow shows it without the guns. Do we get the guns? Yes, guys, you get the guns. You do get the guns.
The funny thing is that, McFarlane Toys on the shelf at Target and Walmart.
Yep, guns. Yep.
He has all the guns.
It doesn't make any sense.
And 2 in the front. But, I've heard that this was the last action figure that they could do guns with.
Oh, really?
So none of them come with guns.
Huh.
But they do make a accessory pack that's full of guns you can buy for.
That's funny.
Do they really? They make a guns accessory pack?
Sure.
They do. It's from McFarlane Toys, but they fit all the McFarlane action figures.
That's funny. So, how did they get away with that then?
I just think is so cool because it is so counter to his core rule, right?
Yeah.
About guns and killing that it's just it's just kind of fun that way. And it's a great looking piece. I mean,
It is.
It's cool.
I love it. It's a little stiff to me.
it's a little stiff, but the
Little stiff.
base, oh my God, with the
If you
Batman.
had that many
glass.
guns on your back, you'd be stiff too.
Oh yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I'm stiff just getting out of bed each morning. I can't move. Like
400 pounds and guns.
Well, it's
Yeah.
straight from the comic. That's how he is in the comic.
yeah, it's straight from the panel or the cover. It's fantastic.
That armor on the shoulder looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Yeah, that looks good.
I really like this one.
Order it.
It's this in production here. I can't remember.
Order it.
Order it. Jeff? Live pre-order, Jeff?
No.
No. We're gonna move on to XM a little bit.
I roller Chris order it. So
Yeah, no kidding. I think I'm done for the night. I think God help us all.
I don't know. The pics aren't done yet.
Yeah, I know. Pixar aren't done yet. This is in hand, which I think looks incredible. This is from Queen Studios. Again, just an incredible piece. Really great texture. Look at that. I think it looks great. That's quarter scale, right? I think
It looks like Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Aw.
Oh, he's so cute. Dark side, so cute. I'm gonna scratch it behind his ear.
Yeah.
This one's going up for pre-order. This one's from our friends at PCS, and again, that's all part of that Street Fighter line. This one's kind of fun. I like the pose on this one. So
It's
I
pretty
don't.
amazing the engineering in this piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know what the base looks like yet, but it looks fun.
Yep.
It's fun.
I want to see them engineer that Harley Quinn that he was talking about that could fit on the base and on the motorcycle.
You know, and that's the thing is I didn't say it on the show,
Yeah.
but you know the problem with that is that, and they'll say this all the time, is that a lot of times if you sell them individually, the keys might not fit right.
Yeah.
And so, in order to do something like that, yes, the concept's phenomenal, but in the end, I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off.
You'd have to make it just a magnet connection.
Yeah, it'd have to be something like that. Yes,
Yeah.
but I think that's a great idea. It's kind of like what the XM did with the Catwoman being up on top of the safe or
Right.
down below. They could do something like that where you add a magnet to the base, and it's none the wiser otherwise. But then Harley can fit on the base. Like that's a great idea.
I agree.
And I think that's fantastic. This was from some show. I have no idea where this was, but I thought this was interesting that these are quarter scale, but the Batman that we have is third scale. But it just goes to show you how big these museum pieces are. They're really quite stunning.
Superman's crazy.
And Jeff Delaney, our friend, again, not here tonight, but he's going to get all three of these with the Wonder
It's
Woman.
going to really make a nice set.
It really is, and
Yeah.
again, it's very unique. It stands out as very different. This is also from Queen Studios. This was their 2022-23 in art phase. So they've done the Joker. They've done Gandalf, which we'll look at here in a bit. But they're also going to do a Robert Pattinson Batman. Or did they already show him? I think they maybe already did. I can't remember. Maybe not. Amara, which who knows if we'll actually see that, since it seems like she's canceled this week. Black Adam, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, the Ben Affleck Batman, a Wonder Woman, a Superman, a Christian Bale Batman, Legolas. I don't know how to say that. Nazgul, Aragorn, Pennywise, Daenerys, Harry Potter, and Paul Atreides. So a lot coming from them in their 6-scale line, their figure line. So that's pretty exciting stuff right there. Let's talk about this.
Hey, see you later, Matt. Have a great night, man.
Thanks, Matt, for being here.
Okay.
What does Siri have to think about her? I think this looks absolutely fantastic. I love it, but it doesn't look like Margot Robbie to me.
I agree. Although I've seen pictures not pictures. I saw one picture where somebody posted and it kind of looked like her, but from other angles, I don't see it.
That's a lot of hair for a person.
Is it too doll-like?
I think so.
I think so.
I think that's where we're getting the problem. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean
I don't ever want to hear somebody that would buy this talk about hot toy collectors being doll collectors, because
Right.
you've lost that fight.
Yep.
I agree. I think that they're I mean, it's phenomenal, but it is encroaching in the doll look with the rooted hair and everything else.
The mouth seems too big, too. Like
Yeah.
the hair in the mouth are exaggerated.
It's they used dentures on this one.
And you can tell.
You could tell. Yeah, I mean, and I think it was a neat idea, but I just don't. And maybe that changed the way her face looked once you put the teeth in. But and again, congratulations to anybody who get this. I think the body's phenomenal, but I don't know. I just don't see a lot of Margot, like at least compared to like the Infinity Bust or something like that.
Yep. A lot of controversy about the shorts on that one too.
Yeah, the shorts were all. I don't have a picture of that, but the shorts were not bunched up like they were in the prototype.
Yeah, they lengthened them. I think they all
did.
lengthened them.
And that, to be honest, that could absolutely be a DC thing. Between I've heard from companies that say they originally get approval for something, and by the end of it, the approval it's a different team or the approval changes. So that could have been coverage. I mean, that might have been why it was that way, or it could have just been that's the way the factory put it together. Speaking of bad photos, this was a controversial photo this week of the Queen Studios half-scale Joker. It just looked horrendous, right out of the box. This particular collector was very unhappy with it. He said that posts were pulled from various groups.
Wow.
With his comments that he didn't like it in person. But then again, we got photos like this. Same thing. And I think it looks a million times better as it, maybe it's not perfect. It's a $3,000 statue.
It's okay, but I'm still not happy with it, to be honest. I mean, maybe in person it's better, but
I still think it looks very much like him. What don't you like about it?
It might be the eyes. The hair is fixable. The hair needs to be fixed, so that's up to the collector. But I don't know. It just doesn't look like the prototype to me, anywhere near it.
It doesn't look like Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
The skin, where you see actual skin color, to me, it looks greasy. There was a lot of oil or sheen in the other pictures.
Because this is not silicone, right? Like this is sculpted.
That was, I didn't understand that, but when they showed the other hand, I guess it would be the left, it looked oily.
I don't think I have that picture. I'm sorry. I thought I had it, but I don't. And maybe it is. And I mean, it could be oily. It could be the way they painted it. And again, like it just goes to show you like lighting, like that's professional lighting right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks very staged.
I think there's a lot of doctoring going on with it. Not doctoring, but filters and effects. And
yeah,
I don't think that's a true representation of how that piece looks.
Yeah.
Here's another piece of it. Again, the hair.
eyes look lost.
Yeah.
Like they were really hard to see.
So time will tell. Of course, there hasn't been any like real good reviews or anything out yet. So again, don't panic if you have this on pre-order, but hopefully you'll get some better images and things like that. Lord knows, initial images are always awful. This was, I want to make sure I say it right. It's from Kodo. Is it Kodo? Yeah, Kodo Inc.
Yep.
They get mad at me if I say Kodo Bakia. But brand new Harley, $200. What do you guys think of this one? I think it's kind of fun.
It's a fun looking piece, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kind
looks
of
like
anime style.
It kind of looks like a toy a little bit, but
Yeah, it's cutesy.
Yeah.
It's a cutesy look. I can see some collectors loving this. And again, it's a great price point for what it is.
Yep.
Considering, you get like 1/10 scale is almost 200 these days.
What would be fun with that one would be to have her have it professionally repainted.
What would you want it, like different colors or just like make her skin?
No, I mean it's a little too the colors are a little too binary, right? So there's not a lot of shading in there. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like give
It's
it
more like a Diamond Select type paint.
Exactly. Yeah.
It looks good.
It does.
So anyway, that's coming out. This one I thought was really impressive. This is from the new movie, which I still have not seen. But look at this! Look at this portrait.
Yeah,
I think that's phenomenal.
This is Hot Toys.
Hot Toys.
Yeah, it looks great.
Looks really good. Now, Jeff, didn't they already do one of him years back?
They've done. This is the fourth.
Oh, the fourth. Wow. So how does this?
They did the first Doctor Strange movie. Then there was one from Infinity War. Then there was one for pre-order from the Spider-Man movie. And now this one. The suit is somewhat different, but all of the head sculpts for him that they have done are crazy good.
Yeah.
Whereas some of them, are like exceptional.
Yeah.
The ones that they have done of him are exceptional. I don't know if it's just somebody that's really good at getting him just absolutely perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. Like, it just almost looks like a photograph of him.
I like this new suit because it has that kind of classic symbol on the chest from the comic book.
That's neat. And they're doing another portrait they haven't revealed yet.
Oh, yeah.
That must be probably, is that a spoiler?
Yeah, that's a spoiler.
All right, that's probably why then. So anyway, yeah, I think it looks great in that full costume right there. A lot of different accessories and stuff down here too. So cool piece. Let's move on to this. So this is some first in-hand photos of the Queen Studios quarter scale. I think, guys, this looks a lot better than the rooted hair one. What do you guys think?
I kind of always think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Some of the rooted hair almost looks matted.
Yeah.
To me, like it's dirty.
I'm in general, I'm a fan of sculpted hair to begin with. So, like say, going back to the doll-like feel to things. I don't know.
Well, I still can't. I don't think anybody can touch the Prime One head sculpt.
No.
In terms of hair.
That I like. That's both though. It's sculpted and what are you talking about?
The Prime One, the third scale that Dan and I have.
Yeah. So that one's both though. It's sculpted and.
No, it's only sculpted.
Well, there's
I thought it had mixed.
There's
you're thinking of the
synthetic hair.
You're thinking of the is that what you mean? Like that was the synthetic that.
Yeah, it has a mixture. Like doesn't have like.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Yes, there is that little bit of synthetic hair. It's probably like 5 or 6 strands, maybe.
Yeah,
it's not a lot. Those clothes look like they're really well done.
Yeah,
it looks great on the jacket and vest and all that.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
Here's my question. Okay, so I have this one right here sitting down. Okay, I have the third scale Prime One. I am getting the Infinity Studios life size bust. This compared to the others, I feel like it feels pretty small.
Is that a real picture?
It looks small.
This is a real picture.
It is? Okay.
And it's supposed to be what scale?
It's the
Quarter.
It looks smaller than this guy.
I mean, if you put him up next to this Joker, it's quarter. I mean, it is quarter,
okay.
But it still does appear small to me.
Yeah.
A portrait.
Do you guys think I should cancel that one?
Yes,
I do.
I just don't feel like it could stand up to my other pieces.
Yeah,
he's kind of lost in there.
Right, and that's the thing is like I feel like if you put this next to the Infinity bust, you're not. It's going to look like a dog toy.
You're not even going to see it.
Not going to see it.
I don't know if things have changed, but in the past, movie pieces have always been slightly smaller, and here it's just it just looks really underscaled next to those two pieces.
Right,
Chris. Even when I had the OG Sideshow Dark Knight piece, which I know the portrait wasn't perfect, but I actually liked that piece. But it too was small, and it just paled in comparison to everything around it, including other quarter scales.
Yeah, I had the Batman, the same thing.
And
to be honest, I would rather have that Sideshow quarter scale than this one right here. I just like the pose better.
Yeah, the pose is better, and at least the base was a little bit more substantial, you know.
I just feel like when we talk about space, like why take up some space for something underwhelming?
Right.
Right. And again, I love Heath Ledger. I've always wanted him to do the grenade scene. Like I wanted that pose. But at the end of the day, I just feel like you're not even going to notice him.
I think in the proper spot, he's okay. But if you're mixing him in with other pieces,
right? Yeah, I'm not saying that. Like, if you guys don't have any, like, if collectors out there are getting this and they don't have the other pieces, like, you're gonna love this thing, I think.
Yeah.
Because again, I mean, if you look at this, I mean, this looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks great.
It looks just like it. I think it's one of the best sculpts they've ever done,
especially for quarter
scale.
scale.
Yeah, especially for quarter scale.
Yeah, it looks great. It really does.
Great. I just feel like for me personally, it's just going to be a little underwhelming.
I think it's in the context of the collection, right? I know Delaney's getting this, and I think it's going to look great in his collection, just from a context standpoint.
Right, just for context, yep.
Yeah, it's going to look awesome.
This is in production already. This is one that I've considered getting just because I freaking love this suit. This is the Mark III, Queen Studios. Again, big news that Sideshow is selling these busts. What do you guys think of that?
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's good for collectors. Yeah.
Super good for collectors, super good for Sideshow, super good for Queen. Maybe not for some of the other retailers, I'm guessing. But still exciting news for collectors that love to buy from Sideshow.
Yeah.
And again, they're selling this one. Sideshow is selling the Carnage bust, which is awesome. I was surprised they're not selling the Venom one. Is this Mark 7? Yeah, Mark 7. And a lot of these are already on wait lists already. Vision's already on wait list. And then we also had this one, the Rescue. Yeah, Rescue. So anyway, I thought that was pretty exciting news. We got the official pre-order now. This was quite expensive, but this is the Megatron versus Optimus. Really cool statue from Queen Studios. I can't remember. Do you guys remember what the price point is on this? But it's massive.
It's massive.
Look at that.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Yeah, imagine trying to put that together. Dan, all we had to do was put together a little simple bike.
A little simple bike.
Look at that. I mean, just look at that.
It's like probably like Legos, 5,000 pieces.
Oh my God. It's pretty awesome though. Yeah, I can't remember. It's got LEDs. I don't remember what the light up or what the price point is, but cool piece. All right, let's move on from that. Oh, I got a lot of pictures. This went up for pre-order at Prime 1, Death Metal. Not my favorite piece in the world, but what do you guys think of this one?
I like it. It looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. I mean, it's enormous.
Enormous.
Right? I mean, it looks spectacular. I think if you're in going down that metal rabbit hole, this is God, I'm super happy for you because this looks freaking amazing.
That's right. We're talking to you, Chester.
Yeah.
We're talking to you, George Raw.
Be cool with the Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this portrait right here.
Yeah, me too.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
I like it. Again, it's not something I'm connected to, but like, I mean, if it was between this or the dragon one, I wanted the dragon one. But and it also, I think the dragon one fits me because I love Batman versus Joker, and that's just another Batman versus Joker. So
yeah,
we stylized. But anyway, this is a cool piece. Again, massive, and they are going to do a Superman and a Wonder Woman also.
It's crazy.
A couple different weapon swap outs and things. And then the only thing that kind of irritated me about this is they're only giving you one bust.
For that much money?
For that much money, they should give you...
Way to cheap the hell out, Prime One.
Because there's 4 head sculpts and only one bust. So I thought that was pretty cheap. But anyway, that's just my opinion. There's the 2 weapons there. Let's talk about Psylocke. Beautiful statue. What do you guys think of this? Now that we saw the full reveal.
Yep.
Beautiful portrait. Obviously, this is from X-Men. Some people have complained about the portrait. I think it's quite stunning.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
Some people haven't loved
Since
the portrait.
the last one, they should learn not to bitch about the portrait, or they'll
right. I know. No kidding.
be fugly.
Yep, I know. The forced perspective, I think, is brilliant. I know some people haven't loved it. There
I think
are.
it's cool.
I think it's very cool.
Yeah.
Again, it kind of shows you the depth right there of it. Yes, the moon is sculpted into it. Some people have asked if that's real. Yes, it is real. It's part of the statue. There are a couple different swap outs. You have the pink element there, and then also you notice like the throwing stars. Then also there was a swap out with the other arm, which I'll show you here in a second. And this is what Eric B did for me today.
Look at that.
So my thought is, you know, we're never going to get a Talia al Ghul, and I talked about it on one of my videos that I think it'd be awesome to convert her to Talia. It's not perfect. I mean, it's not, you know, I just feel like it fits. Like the base fits. Eric put some like green down here for me, and like, you know, put the bat logo on the moon. Like it's just.
Yeah, you mentioned you wanted to do like the Lazarus pit, kind of like reflecting the glow. But then I noticed on the base there was actually like this smoke fog effect going on, so I just made it green.
It's perfect.
It kind of looks kind of cool.
I would almost, what I would probably do if I actually really do this, I would probably send you this base and have you airbrush it.
You wouldn't paint. What about her though?
I think I could do her on my own.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll have you do the whole thing. I don't know.
I think that would be harder to do her than just.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got a lot of painting experience, not with airbrush though. Like I would probably paint her by hand. You know, mask her off, and I don't know how I would do it, but I think that would work. What do you guys think I should do it? I haven't bit the bullet yet. I haven't done it yet. Or is it too far out?
Could actually paint it.
The only thing I said is because Psylocke always has those, like, you know, those armbands, like the 2 on the arm, the 2 on the legs. That's the only thing that throws it off for me. Like if you really like sent it off to somebody to customize it, I would have them like get rid of those get rid of the armbands and the stuff on the legs. I think it would be perfect.
The exposed skin here and the exposed skin on her leg would all be painted black.
Oh, so you cover them up, yeah.
So it'd be like a full arm deal and a full leg deal. So there would not be these lines. I mean, there would still be the lines in the sculpt, but it would just make it look like it's part of her costume.
Okay.
The only exposed part would be your shoulder right here.
Okay.
And
if you're going that far, I'd probably have it like look like one boot and one arm.
Right. So I don't know. We'll see.
But yeah, I think she looks cool.
I love it. This is from In Art, and this was fully revealed today. What do you guys think of the sculpt? I think it looks pretty great.
It does.
Definitely catching some buzz here with the portraits, and again, it's a pretty big competition here. I mean, no one's going to dethrone Hot Toys, but it's nice to see quality like this. And I'm sure that they're hoping eventually they would dethrone them. I mean, you know, they're definitely a contender here, I think. But we shall not pass.
I want to see what they put out before I order anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the thing is it's going to be, you know, what do the in hands look like? I think that's going to be real important. Well, that's all the photos. Anything jump out at you other than a Harley Quinn and a Joker dragon?
I'm safe.
You're safe. Do you have anything on pre-order, Jeff, right now?
No.
Do you see anything on the horizon that you'd be interested in maybe getting, or maybes?
I don't know. I kind of thought about that metal Batman till I saw the price of it, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Prices are
$1,800.
Yeah. It's I mean, I'm hearing it over and over again that people are out. They're just out. Prices are too nuts.
I'm still kind of tempted by the Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee Dracula Van Helsing.
Those are cool. And I don't think they'll ever be done again.
Right.
No, not that good.
Not that good.
No.
No, I can't imagine them touching it again. I think they're awesome.
I mean, they're, you know, perfect together. That's the pairing up. They were in movies together.
Yeah.
Jeff is about ready for bed.
I would say I'm tired. It's been a long week. It's our last week before summer break, so I'm excited about that. And then I'm going to be in Colorado next week, so I'm excited about that little short vacay. So that'll be good. Dan, how many games have you been to so far?
Just one. We're going tonight. We're going to leave here shortly, and yeah, we're going tonight, and we got games all the way through Sunday night. So they play every night. So
yeah, what time does it start there?
They just started, so we're going to be a little bit late. But my son's a closer, so not too
okay. I'm sorry for keeping you. Then I feel bad if you were trying to get out of there.
No worries.
Next time, just leave if you need to. But anyway, thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching. This was an incredible show to be able to, again, world premiere this puppy right here. So awesome. And again, this is just webcam, guys. So I do have the review coming up either tomorrow or Friday, probably tomorrow. But an incredible piece. Can't wait to order this one. And again, I do want to thank XM for trusting me with it. Again, it's awesome to get to see these prototypes. And it was even cooler to be able to show Sean for the first time. Like that was really cool. And again, Sean, if you're watching this, again, thank you so very much for coming on the show. Again, that was I can't believe, like, if I would have thought 5 years ago that we would have these incredible artists and talented people on the show, like, it just does it blow your guys' mind? It blows my mind.
Yeah, that was awesome having him on.
Just unbelievable. And so really, really neat. So again, thanks everybody for watching. If you did enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help us out here on the channel. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for watching. Really appreciate it. Anything else you guys want to say before we log out tonight?
That is all. Until next time.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for sneaking out of work. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you in the Batcave. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.